of rain around here and Adelaide lately. And with me from the Crows, Stephen Triggy. Matthew Clark played last night. What's the news on him?
Well, he played in the rain and happily got through the game unscathed, which gives us, so long as we get a good performance out of our big fellas tonight, a nice little dilemma next week in selection.
Indeed. Where is he at, Matthew Clark? He was the #1 ruckman.
Well, I think he still is. It was just a matter of trying to get a full game into him rather than, you know, maybe a half or three-quarters. Now, that's been achieved. If our young fellas can continue to play well, as I say, it puts us in a position where we have to make a choice of which two of the three, or if, in fact, we go with the three of them. And, you know, it's probably a bit early to preempt what happens, but we're just pleased that he got through the game last night.
What do you think the word is from Gary is before this game? What does he say when you're taking on the Dockers in the game that really doesn't mean much?
Yeah, it's interesting pressure because I think the expectation is very clearly on us to win. Certainly our own expectation is that way. And, you know, what you want to get out of it is a good, solid, winning performance so that you go into next week and the first week of finals with real confidence. Not just any doubts at all, but real confidence. And that's the way he's been talking, is that, you know, the negative side is without a solid effort and get beaten, it's poor confidence, but the other side of it is really necessary for us for next week.
Yeah, well, good luck tonight. Good on you. Stephen Trigg from the Crows, back to you, Bruce.
Raking touch finder. Australia back in New Zealand's half, with 4 points separating these two fervent sides. Elton Flatley, keen to get out there.
Yep. Carl Heyman on, Somerville off. And Flatley comes on. And I think he comes on for Nathan Gray at inside centre.
Well, one New Zealand journalist said of Carl Heyman's performance at Dunedin, he was largely anonymous, especially without his beard.
Nathan Gray, good game tonight for the Wallabies. He's put in.
Oliver goes to the back, and that one comes off. Here's Mertens, and Jonah's there, and Mertens lost it. The Aussies pilfered. The ball was lost ahead by Mertens. The referee said it must have been raked back. The crowd's not happy.
Clearly a knock-on, but there's a play-on situation.
Carl Heyman.
That's obstructing, mate.
Well, maybe that's a square-up. Obstruction ruled against the All Blacks, and there is 4 points separating the sides.
Watch Andrew Walker. He'll just sail this down the field. Superb boot.
It must go into touch. Just outside the 22. Now the obstruction ruled here against New Zealand once the ball comes out of that ruck, and it's against Carl Hoff, #1 there. He was interfering. It's the third obstruction penalty against New Zealand. John Eales. Gregan under pressure for Larkham. Elton Flatley's in it inside centre. That's Phil Waugh inside the quarter. Foley was there. Now Kepu. Australia applying the heat. Dan Herberts. They're going through the phases. Kefu. Todai Kefu. Nick Stiles. New Zealand hold on. Gregan. Gregan again. Larkham. Loose pass.
Knock on goal, knock on black, scrum, black ball.
Oh, what a phase of play, the inside ball. Everyone in this ground is on their feet. Grown. Didn't matter whether you've got a black jersey on or a gold scarf around your neck. It's gone right down to the wire. The flick pass, which normally works so well. Nobody there to pick up on it.
Well, the referee's got that wrong. There was no knock-on by Australia. It was a knock-on by Jack, no knock-on by Australia. So a critical decision there by Tapa Henning. Justin Marshall. Chris Latham on halfway. Joe Ross back here with him. Andrew Walker's come out to support. Joe Ross takes him on. Tana Umaga over the top. And Joe Ross penalised for not releasing.
Superb play, Tana Umaga. Joe Roth steps his way through, gets himself isolated. Umanga's there over the top. Watch Joe Roth. Gets past some defence here. Brought down eventually by Maxwell and Umaga. Now he should have released the ball there. Umanga's now over the top of the ball. No release.
Well, Andrew Walker was there to form the ruck. But Tana Umanga's had a very tough week. His partner, Rochelle, her brother, died of a heart attack on Thursday. He flew back to New Zealand and was in doubt for this game. But he's a player the Wallabies admire greatly. 8 minutes to go. New Zealand by the skin of their teeth. The throw wasn't straight. And the nightmare continues for Anton Oliver. They could ill afford that throw and the loss of possession at this critical stage.
Watch this, the All Black jumper at the back, well over on the Australian side. And Tava Henning getting a bit of assistance from David McHugh, the touch judge.
You could see that throw. It actually started off down the middle and then curved away on Australia's side. Good scrum from New Zealand. So here goes Herbert again. Marty Holler's out there to bring him to ground. And there's a handling on the ground by New Zealand.
Marty Holler can't look up like that all the time. Once you're off your feet, you're out of the play, son. You're a good footballer. Don't handle it on the ground. Great tackle on Herbert. There's Holler in the tackle, and he's gone to ground now. He can't have anything further to do with it. He's on his feet to start, and then off there. Well,
he may have been harshly treated there. He was on his feet, then pushed to ground as he was picking it up. So maybe that was a tough call against Marty Holler. 91,000 fans are wondering, can it be a glorious exit for the Wallaby skipper John Eales, who wins the line out? New Zealand by 26-22. We have less than 7 minutes to go. It's a cliffhanger. Ben Darwin takes ahead. Wallabies must control it. And coming in on the side of the ruck. Calm heads needed on both sides.
4 points in it, into the corner. Go for the line out. Another captaincy decision for John Eales. Does he take the points or go down the touch? This one he's taking down the touch. He said, we want to win this. We need 4 or more to get it.
So, Michael Foley can barely hear the communication from Owen Finnegan. John Eales is at the back. It's taken by Cobain. Here's Kefu now. A try would put Australia in the lead. Desperate New Zealand defence. Dan Herbert charged in. 5 metres to go. Gregan again. Larkham. There's an overlap for Latham. And Walker. Trying to create the angle of running. Latham again. Larkham. Nick Stiles has a go. Marty Holler, the tackler. Still it's 5 metres from the goal line. A try would do it for Australia. Owen Finnegan driven back. Larkham to Walker. He's crashed by McDonald. Australia holding possession, going through the phases, but New Zealand's defence is mighty. They're repelling every Australian attack, and they forced a turnover.
Great defence by the All Blacks. They drove in their tackles, and they get the put into that scrum. That's crucial. Chris Jack applauding. The Wallabies poised, but can't go forward. There, Dan Herbert driven back by Alatini. The ball's held up and called non-playable. The advantage goes to the side going forward before the breakdown.
So Peter Alatini's dad Malachi played fly half for Tonga against the Wallabies in their famous victory at Ballymore in 1973. Todai Kefu's dad, Fatai, was inside centre for the Tongans. But now New Zealand infringe again. And it's against Tana Umaga. 4 minutes to go.
Does John Eales keep the pressure on by plugging the touchline, or does he take the points and go back to halfway? I think he'll go to the touchline or take a scrum.
Well, Australia needs to try to win the game.
I think they feel that their chances are a bit better from the line out in terms of attacking options, and that's where they go.
John Eales is giving the Wallabies every chance. 5 metres out, and this is a wonderful opportunity for the Australian team to strike at the heart of the All Blacks. Matt Cobain, the All Blacks didn't even contest the line out. Herbert, just 2 metres out. Gregan now, and Finnegan.
Hands off, hands off.
New Zealand has to keep their hand off the ball. Here's Larkham, and Flatley. There's no way through this New Zealand defence at the moment.
He's on his feet, player.
Is he over?
He's on his feet.
It's Australia just half a metre out, and they've been penalised.
Well, absolute mayhem there in that pile-up. Players driving at the line. Great defence by the All Blacks. Cribb hurt in the tackle. But great work, scrambling defence, got that ball back just when they needed it.
Well, this is just amazing defence from New Zealand. The players on both sides exhausted here. There's the clean out.
It was Cribb who picked up. He was on his feet.
Players diving over, and looked like a correct penalty there. But the All Blacks must win this line out. They go to the front. Eel's got it. It's back for Cobain. Australia have it. They have a last-ditch opportunity. Here's Herbert out wide, and Walker. An offside play again. Held back in the line-out, says the referee. Another penalty, probably another line-out, and another chance for the Wallabies to snatch victory.
Oh, God, this crowd down here, they must have the biggest knot in their guts, the same as me. And I'm sure everyone watching, be you Kiwi or Aussie, you have the same feel. This great test match. 2 teams desperately wanting victory. Tri-Nations trophy doesn't matter. Winning, beating the opposition is all that matters.
So can the maturity and the renowned composure of this Australian team defy the All Blacks?
Under the flag, you way over every time. This is the last time I'm going to call you back.
So at 7 metres out, Australia needs a try to win the game. Cobain takes the line out. Australia try to drive ahead. Gregan again, and Larkham. Kefu. Tony Kefu! Did he get it? That's the match winner! That is the match winner! Kefu will never score a more important try. And look at the Wallaby players. That is the dream result they wanted. It's a heartbreak for the All Blacks.
Listen to this crowd. Devastation for the All Blacks. They didn't deserve it to come in this way, but this great Wallaby team had stuck at it. They led into the break. They got savaged after it. They've struck back in the most passionate and decisive way. Toto Kepu's done it for his mate, John Eales. He sent Mike Foley, and the rest of them off in style as Elton Flatley converts.
So Australia now taking the lead by 3.
Look at this team go off. Look at the delight in that try by Toto Kefu.
Well, there's 3 points the difference, and New Zealand haven't gone the 10 metres. That was their last chance. Now, if they could have got a penalty and forced a draw, they would have won the Tri-Nations. There's the hooter. Is that it? Tapa Henning's talking to John Eales. We're going to have the scrum. Somehow New Zealand has to get the ball, and a draw is good enough to win Tri-Nations. Australia has it by 3.
Churlish decision to pack the scrum at this stage, but nonetheless adding to the moment. This so important for both the Wallabies and the All Blacks.
They've only got to put it into touch, and they do. Tri-Nations 2001 is plated in gold by John Eales Wallabies. They get their fairy tale ending. Australia with their last gasp try by Toto Kefu. Final score, Wallabies 29, New Zealand 26. A command performance by the Australian team, and a perfect ending for that man, an officer and a gentleman.
Rugby Union telecast proudly brought to you by our telecast partners Bundy, proudly supporting the Wallabies, AAPT Smart Chat,
AAPT Smart Chat,
Qantas, the spirit of Australia, and AXA Investments, Insurance and Superannuation. In association with our telecast sponsors, Hahn Premium, IBM, RAA Insurance and Classic Timber.
Viewer towards the pocket, Shell on the lead, not too good on the ground, he's got a problem. Fell over, scrambled out of there by Bassett, taken close to the line by Burton, who took it out, says the umpire, who had a perfect angle on that. Coming around the boundary was the goal, or rather the boundary umpire, and Burton trying to keep it in. No real space to operate in, just took it out.
Probably not the right option there by Longmuir, unless you're going to hit that player on the chest to put it at his feet. As you mentioned, Dennis, he's not too good around his feet as Shell, and he would have been far better off going towards the square and at least having the ball down in the vicinity rather than over in the pocket where it's difficult to score at the best of times.
Well, very much in an opportune situation here for Fremantle with the boundary throw in at right half forward. The umpire's found a free kick in the ruck contest. It will go to Longmuir. He's persisted, Chris. He's tried again into the pocket. Shell not quite able to gather. Bell was. Little kick by Woods towards centre half forward proper. In there is McManus. He's appealing for the free kick. The ball spills out. Adelaide under pressure in their full back line. Ben Hart did well, got the hand pass out wide. Hewitt combining, and eventually the kick came down and Burton has taken it. Goodwin quickly onto the left, kicks it awkwardly to half forward. The gather was pretty good by McGregor, but he was dispossessed in the finish. Walker is there for Fremantle. Umpires decided on a bounce right on.
Sevens Football Telecast is proudly brought to you by RAA Insurance, Mitre 10, Repco, Sip and Save, Ultratune, and Quet.
Backhands it down. Beckley's over the footy looking for a kick. McPhee was taken high. Play on's the call. Hand pass from Coops. Releases Fletcher. Another possession. Beautiful finish. And Longmuir, who's going to be a wonderful player. He's very good now. He's taken this mark low down.
I agree with you, Dennis. This free kick should have been there to Sean McManus in the first place, I believe. But Adrian Fletcher, he's just so good with either side of his body, be it left or be it right. He just puts it out in front, and Longmuir takes a great dive. Let's see if he can put it through now.
Longmuir from 55. Got a tired kick. It wanders offline. Bassett slapped it down. Bell, the impossible angle. Proved that way. It bounces to the opposite pocket and goes out. So we'll have a boundary throw in. Fremantle off to a good start. 2-2. Adelaide 1-2. Justin Longmuir and Cunningham the goals. Adelaide getting the first goal through Ian Perry from outside 50. Tossed in. And the Dockers get another one here. Hewitt reached over the top. McLeod slung, taken by Coops. Cunningham goes at his second, and he's kicked it.
Well, good start by Fremantle. After Perry had kicked the first goal of the game, the Fremantle Dockers have kicked the next three, and they lead by 2 goals, 3-2 to 1-2. You wonder, don't you, just if the team that is expected to win come in just a little bit underdone as far as the psychology is concerned. Fremantle, you mentioned, Chris, have got nothing to lose, and Adelaide coming over, probably trying to be a little bit comfortable, and the other team takes it right up to the opposition. They've got control of the ball here. It's Pavlich, deep at left half forward. He goes long to the square, so that puts some pressure on. By gee, that's nearly a mark to Shell at ground level. Hewitt, the tackler, a scramble, still Shell. Ben Hart over the top is Coops, and eventually Ben Hart would be reasonably satisfied. He'll see a boundary throw in.
Well, here's Shell, who we know is a great leap. He gets up there, unfortunately. He's got to just grasp it. He's got to have strong hands.
To all intents and purposes, he had the mark out of the congestion. Goodwin boots it towards the boundary line. It pitches just inside and runs away. Daniel Shell.
Dennis, we've seen the Dockers quite a few times. This has been most impressive in terms of their running ability tonight. They're certainly getting to the fuller ball and certainly offering more options than I've seen in the past.
They're not renowned for their fast starts, you've got to say, the Dockers. So this is good from their point of view. Tossed in, Biglands, knocked away by Fletcher, comes back to Fletcher, played it forward. Carr, hurriedly, high ball inside the 50, worked underneath it, Shell. Bassett and Shell race back towards the boundary line. Down goes Shell, he's got to stand up. Bassett gets a hand pass away, taken by McLeod. Meantime, off the ball, Shell was behaving like the Rock, but the ball will come back and a free kick to Bassett. Bassett out of the back pocket. Edwards has had a wonderful season. A couple of bounces. A third. Runs outside the defensive 50. Goes in short. The mark is taken by Biglands out there. The defensive side of the wing. And Biglands has been good in the last couple of weeks. Off his step. Edwards pushing up from defence. Last time we saw him, he was in the defensive 50. Kicks inside the attacking 50 now. Off hands. Charging through down there was Welch. He's over the ball. Pavlich takes him to ground. Whistle and a ball up right on the 50. But the Dockers up by 12 points.
Well, it's a good confidence booster for Fremantle. They've only won one game for the year. That was against the Hawks about 3 weeks ago over in Melbourne. And it has been a very, very dismal season. But they can look at the first few minutes of this game and watch Andrew McLeod kick a behind. Sometimes that sets a pattern too, doesn't it? You know, you have a shot at goal by Perry that hits the post, a shot at goal by McLeod that, you know, normally over at Football Park, he pops it through. On this occasion, just misses.
Just fantastic evasive skills as McLeod.
So Adelaide proceed to 139, Fremantle 3-2-20. Margin is 11 points in favour of the home side. And the kick-in comes to the near side. It's out on the full. Untouched. So the free kick will go to Adelaide to be taken by Burton. He plays on quickly, goes in towards the middle of the ground. Rashuto, bomb, high. Not really the ideal play for a key forward. Punched away from Jarman. At ground level, McGregor can't get past. And conceding a rush behind was Jones. So Adelaide 1-4-10. Trail Fremantle 3-2-20. Margin 10 points.
And Brett Burton's already had 9 possessions for the quarter. Eccles has had 5. Goodwin's had 6. So a few of their players getting hold of the ball.
Jarman taken down by Parker. And the ball up.
And for the Dockers, Fletcher's had 7, Black 7, and Longmuir 6 with 3 marks.
So this bounce taking place about 30 metres out from Adelaide's attacking goal. Biglands again. Charging in McManus, did pretty well, controlled it. Hand passes out wide. Byrne, was he taken high by Bell? Not according to the umpire. And another bounce. Peter Bell has seen plenty of the ball this season. And plenty of close marking. Tonight, James Burns got him. One down by Eastor. Coming through quickly was Johnson. Pulls it back. Intelligent kick. Over the top comes Cook. Knocked it down to his own advantage. Trying to soccer it. Goodwin leads in the race though. Tracks it outside the 50. Looks back inside. Spots a man towards the pocket. Rashuto. And Rashuto's taken the mark. Only about 20 metres out. Not a bad spot for a right footer.
It was a lovely weighted kick, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
And he's a nice strong player, Rashuto. He's not afraid to put his body in line. That one was quite an easy chest mark. An outstanding player, 4 times All-Australian, with 26 goals already for the season.
He's kicked some long goals this season. This one in close, just about finessing it through. Team needs it, and I think he's provided the goal. He has.
Started playing cricket, and I hit the ball so high that Uncle Mark, he forgot where he was going. He tried to catch the ball and landed face first in the mud. It was so funny, Dad. You should have been there.
Well, a goal kicked by Mark Rasciuto has just narrowed that margin by that 6-pointer, and it's back to within a goal, the Adelaide Crows. Rasciuto gets the ball out. Bickley kicks it forward. He's very quick to get boot to ball, Mark Bickley. Well controlled by McGregor. Now McLeod. Left foot snapshot by McLeod is all the way to the goal line, and eventually you would, yes, well done Jones, playing the percentages. He's going to wear Darren Jarman very, very closely by the look of a couple of contests we've already seen. Anthony Jones there on screen. So we'll watch as Parker prepares to kick it back. Now the umpire just hurrying him up, and he kicks straight down the ground. Taken by Carr. Looks to play on. He'll go out wide. Eastor. Can he take the mark? He stretches, but he couldn't control it. A real contest on centre wing. Now Ben Hart, he's caught, but he's able to get the hand pass away. Rasciuto, maybe the umpire blew the whistle there. Bickley, quickly, in towards half forward. Gathered, out wide, the hand pass. It's taken there by Byrne. Byrne's kick is a left footer in towards the centre half forward position proper. Just off the boot there. Now Pavlich. Back he goes to Peter Bell. Bell is hemmed in, but he finds some space and then delivers out wide. And Fletcher, wasn't that a good mark over the top of Bickley? He's behind the wing, Adrian Fletcher, coming up for kick number 7. No, forget about that. It's hand pass number 2, and it still has to come back because the umpire has decided that he must come from over the mark.
Well, for his size, he's probably one of the best overhead marks going around the AFL, Adrian Fletcher. That was just set up for him. He would have just thought, lovely, I'll take this one.
He's a great example of a player with persistence too, isn't he? He's played quite a bit of football now, and you know, he's not a quick player over the ground, but he knows where to go to get the ball, and when he gets there, he gets the ball.
It's a bit like this fellow here, isn't it, Bell?
Big pluses, you know, like you've got to get the agate first. It's all very well to say the bloke hasn't got any class, but if you can't get it, well, you can forget about it. There's a free kick. It's going to Cunningham and paid against Edwards. Cunningham on centre wing.
He started very well, has booted 2 goals. He goes down towards half forward, which has a problem with the light and with Hart. That's with Sean Hart, and he knocks it out of bounds.
And Ben Allen unhappy with that matchup with Black and McLeod. James Walker has now gone on to McLeod, just trying to close him down, allow Black to get into the play and be a little bit more damaging.
Ben Allen and his group looking on. Longmuir, clean possession, feeds it back. Wide of Fletcher, though, running away with it is Byrne, kicking down towards half forward. Jarman, it's Jones under the ball. Down goes Perry. Jarman did well. This is Welsh. Open goal beckons. Question of accuracy, and he's got it.
Excuse me. Can you tell me how to get to the city, please?
Oh, yeah. Keep going straight until you see a sip and save, and turn left. Now you make a right past the sip and save on the corner. You turn left there. Now, there's another sip and save a bit further on. You'll know you're on the right road because you see a big sip and save sign. Don't turn there, just follow straight through and you're pretty much in the city centre. Then again, if you want to go the quick way, turn right at the sip and save.
Adelaide lead by 3 points. Fremantle controlled the game. They were 3-2-20 and they led Adelaide, who were just off the pace a little bit. 1-4 they were, and the Crows have kicked the last couple. Kick forward for Fremantle. Gee, that's a soft free kick. That's a very average free kick. You see blokes in the middle of the ground commit kamikaze and they're not rewarded. And a soft kick like that given along you. Fletcher should kick a goal. Fletcher, unguarded goal, and he's just missed. So Fletcher's first score. Sorry, Crisco.
Well, they needed that one, didn't they? It was an easy one for Adrian Fletcher. We talked about a moment ago how skillful he is. And easy opportunities like that, you can't allow them to go begging.
Adelaide 23, lead Fremantle 21. We've got about 2 minutes left in the first term. The Adelaide side kicked the first goal through Ian Perry. Fremantle kicked the next 3. And the last couple have been kicked by the Crows.
McLeod, pursued by McManus, kicks inside the 50. Jones did well, led Jarman to the ball, thumped it away. McGregor tries to keep it in, but ricochets out of bounds. 3-5, plays 3-3. Anthony Jones. Good to see him back and fit. There's Gary Ayres. Started coaching in '95 at Geelong. The Cats First loss came in round 4 against guess who? The Dockers. Fletcher did well after Easter battled hard. Now Black around the outer side. Bounces, runs on, down towards half forward. Who's got the speed or the finesse there? Longmuir had the finesse, certainly got the hand pass away. Edwards played it pretty well. Bounces off Hewitt. Hand passes back to Smart. Smart pulls away from half back. Kicks it down towards half forward. Prosciutto has to wait. Pavlich in from the side. Got a fist on it. Dockers with the numbers. Carr kicks towards half forward. Chance for the Dockers. Inside the last minute of the term. Vacant goal square. Will it run on? It bounces and goes right through the middle. Ben Cunningham's got 3.
Well, that's more like it from the Fremantle Dockers. If only they could have done that continually week in, week out throughout the season, they would have been a far more damaging side. Great work by McPhee back here, especially Pavlich to start off with. Yeah, he came over the top and did the spoil. A fantastic shepherd from young McPhee. That's what it's all about, teamwork. And this guy has just been absolutely sensational in this opening quarter. Had a look, weighed up his situation, saw that the goal square was open. Nobody was going to beat the bouncing ball. And 3 goals in the opening quarter to Cunningham.
Gee, they'd love to have 2 Matthew Pavlich, wouldn't they? One where he's playing now at half-back, tall defender, and also the ability of, say, a Pavlich at half-forward. The Crows get clear from the setter through Goodwin. A high kick into the area of Pavlich and McGregor. Nearly taken away there by McLeod. He's back onto it again. Can he control it? No, not quite. Gee, he kept it in and really was to the advantage of the Dockers. Fletcher and Black combined. Black's kick does not travel all that well through the air, and in the finish Hewitt takes a well-judged mark at half-back. Goes short, and it's taken here by Eccles. He straightens up and delivers the hand pass into the middle. Bickley, he in turn goes in towards the right forward pocket area. Awkward bounce there for Perry. Back goes Carr. At first didn't quite gather it, had a second chance and did well in the finish. Kicked it back towards the wing, knocked away by Eastor. Gathered by Jarman. The siren has sounded. It should be no score, you would think. No score, says the central umpire. So we have a quarter-time scoreboard that shows the Dockers leading through Ben Cunningham, which gave them the lead. And at quarter-time, Fremantle 4-3-27.
Sevens football telecast.
50. 9 possessions to McLeod, 9 to Burton, 6 to Eccles, 9 to Goodwin. They're the Adelaide individuals. 7 to James Byrne, who... I think you mentioned Dennis was matching up on, was it Fletcher he was picking up?
Bell, I think it was.
Bell, was it, in the middle?
McLeod tackled by Bell. Got the kick off, though, onto the chest of Perry, the advantage of playing in front. Now, this will be a tough kick for Perry.
What about McLeod being able to, you know, with Bell hanging onto him, still able to get the kick away? It wasn't all that far in distance, but effective.
Perry goes with the left foot. Just slides it across the face for a behind. So the opening score of the second quarter. Ian Perry and Adelaide go along to 3-6. Fremantle 4-3.
Well, McLeod played a bit of rugby when he was up in Darwin, so you often wonder whether that's sort of, he can use that to his advantage, where he's so used to, you know, being physically tackled and able to get the ball away.
You notice that as a player makes a lunging tackle at him, quite often he's able to step out.
Yeah.
Just those quick feet. As Pavlich drives it right up the middle. The Crows with the numbers, off hands down in front. Taken by Black, stood up in the tackle, got it away to Bell. Bell breaks away from half-back, penetrating kick towards half-forward. Coming hard and taking a wonderful mark was Longmuir. What an exciting young talent. Bell has run on, kicks inside the 50, coughed it up. Burton's in the road. Good to see him back and firing. Burton just running into some form, kicks it to the outer side. Goodwin on his knee, gave the hand pass away. This is Byrne running down towards half-forward. A couple of bounces, kicks inside the 50. Jarman took the half volley brilliantly, got it away to Bickley. High up and under, pulls it back. Carr over the top, flew. Didn't take the mark. Welsh a chance to get his second. Falls over, tries to go at right angles. Quick thinking, but Parker was thinking quickly on his feet. And that's the difference, and took it across the line.
Well, Matthew Carr had to be pretty careful then. He had to make a decision, either take the mark or you've got to punch it through.
You're in trouble when you drop the mark, Chris, aren't you?
Yeah, you've got to go for the percentages.
Gee, it was nearly a top effort there by Scotty Welsh at ground level. He got his boot to it, but the Docker defender chipping in and carrying it over for a rush behind. Black accepts a very emphatic kick in, and Peter Bell runs down in support. Awkward bouncing ball. McManus gathers. He's tackled. Ball spills now to Perry. And wide, he goes to Burton. Burton now straightening up from 50 metres. Gets a kick away. Kicks it long and kicks a goal. Good effort there by Burton. Adelaide goal.
There's no news like bad news.
A media mogul creating the biggest show on earth.
My goal is to prevent World War III.
And there's one man ready to change his plan.
Bond. James Bond.
Before the world is destroyed.
Let the mayhem begin.
A 007 blockbuster starring Pierce Brosnan.
Was it something I said?
The most electrifying Bond yet.
What the hell is he doing?
His job. Tomorrow Never Dies. Sunday, 8:30 on 7.
So the Crows by 4 points early in the second term. The breeze not a factor. What breeze there is running right to left behind the Dockers. Eastor goes up, palms it down. Bell had it, lost it. McPhee slides in. At close quarters to Bell. Eastor again. Bell spins out of trouble though. Got a hand pass away. McLeod somehow, clever hand pass into space. Burton lost it. Was he taken high? Trying to work the ball forward out there was Bickley. Knocked away by Black. Welsh is in there. Black rides into the ground. Held to him, says the umpire. And the bounce.
Black did a good job there. There was nothing really happening as far as the ball spilling out into the open, and Black persisted and was on the end of an effective tackle.
Eastor worked under the ball. It bounces to Johnson. Johnson gets it away. McLeod, cleverly done. Eccles in space. Kicks inside the 50. Perry on the lead. Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Overrun by Brown. Slapped back by Perry. Picked up by Carr. With some time and space now. Matthew Carr goes across the goal front. Out there McPhee. Straddling the fallen players was Hadrell. Socket off the ground by Welsh. Goodwin's got it. The hand pass comes to Burton, going at his second. In the space of a couple of minutes, he's kicked it.
Well, Matthew Carr's done all the hard work to get hold of the ball in the first place, but he's paid the penalty in going across scroll and not hitting his target. And then I think it was McPhee that decided to jump over the player. Let's just have a look at this. I mean, it's dangerous coming across. There's Hadrell there, and just a quick kick on. Burt was in the right place at the right time, so just a little bit of class coming through now from the Adelaide players.
McPhee off the ground, Chris, and I think you mentioned that he might have been in that passage of play, so he's quickly been benched by the coach, and Norrish has taken his place. Cook, Black, and eventually kicked forward by Norrish. Across half-back, Adelaide stand firm. Nigel Smart to Byrne. Byrne steadies and then kicks the ball in towards half-forward. The mark is taken by McGregor. Prepared to give the handball off to Bickley. Bickley into the pocket. Big fly from Perry from behind. Jarman, how did he get rid of that? Gee, that was a bit suspect. Welsh is able to have a flying shot at goal. He's popped it through, I think. It's another goal to Adelaide, kicked by Scott Welsh.
Having a new car warranty means what goes gets fixed. But you have to go back to the dealer for servicing, or your warranty goes. Right? Wrong. UltraTune can service your new car from day one, and your warranty keeps running as smoothly as your car. UltraTune, in tune with you and your new car, and your warranty at 15 RAA-endorsed locations.
Andrew McLeod, 12 possessions so far tonight. His season's high 35 against the Kangaroos back in round 20. It's been very lively to start this second term. Biglands hooks it down. Bell falling to the ground. McManus off his step. Kicks it out very wide. Coming up the ground is Woods. Will it sit for him? Yes, it does. Tries to hand pass to his own advantage. He's against quality there. Hart did brilliantly back to Johnson. Johnson, the chip pass, Rashuto. Spilt it, taken by Carr, tackled by McLeod, taken a revolution, goes to Walker. This is Fletcher, released into space. Fletcher runs through the centre square. Brilliant finish. And Shell's got it.
I reckon he should be congratulated too, Chris. Shouldn't he, that young fella up there, eh?
It was a double lead. He went left first, wasn't he? He was actually behind the player, and then he stopped, pivoted, and went back. And Adrian Fletcher was just holding onto the ball, made the right decision. And, of course, we know how good Fletcher is at using the ball. Smart leading by the young fella.
The old Shell trick.
12 possessions to Adrian Fletcher. Just amazing in a quarter and a bit, basically.
Drafted from Central District in 1997. Scott Simister was kicking a lot of goals when he was coming through. He's learnt well.
Hello, Sip and Save. Can you just see if there's a blue Barina out the front, please? Thanks. No? Okay. That's Sip and Save. There wouldn't be a blue Barina out the front, would there? Hello, Sip and Save.
Well, important answering goal kicked by Daniel Shell there for Fremantle, because it looked like Adelaide, with a 16-point advantage, were getting on top of the home side. Fletcher trying to kick it away from the centre bounce. It gets it all the way up to half forward. McLeod's little tap on for Byrne. Walker does well. Still in there, James Walker. Fletcher there to help. Welsh a little rugged. Bell, but the free kick may have been awarded to Fletcher, and he will take it at right half back. Doing quite nicely, and spots a player across that half back line. It's Carr. Carr was spoken to by the coach, we feel, and rather vehemently too. And the first play that he had in this term was an error, but he's fought back beautifully. Bell, Jones. Jones is a long way down the ground for Fremantle. He'll kick the ball all the way towards full forward. Shell went for the big high fly. Well, he was hoping, wasn't he, Ben Cunningham? But you never know. Throwing your left boot at it, anything could have happened. McManus is on the bench with an ankle injury, we feel.
Yeah, it's a minor ankle injury though, Robbo. I think he'll be sweet once he gets it strapped up.
Doesn't look too concerned. The medical staff quickly onto him. He's been knocked to the goal square. Cook dispossessed by Ben Hart. He just stands and kicks it wide. Goodwin couldn't quite take the mark. Parker right onto Simon Goodwin. I think they've realised the value of Simon Goodwin. And Parker trying to negate the midfielder's influence on the game there. He succeeded and forced a boundary throw-in.
Adelaide by 10 points. Boundary throw-in. Bigland's missed it. Fuster's got it. Tries to palm off Johnson. Got the ball away. Somehow to Cook. Cunningham sweeps it wide. Fletcher having a wonderful opening half. Kicks very long towards the pocket. Off hands. Burton had it. Lost it. Trying to get through down there. Norris got it back to Shell. Deep in the pocket is Coops. Running out of space. Down he goes. Back towards Shell. Going to stay on his feet. Hand passes towards full forward. But Cook was lining up for that one. Missed it. And the ball is hand passed back across the line eventually by Hewitt for a behind.
They've got some fresh legs up in the forward line now, the Fremantle Dockers. Fuster's come onto the ground, and so has Coops. Coops is a pretty damaging, exciting player. Hasn't had a real good year. Injuries have taken a toll on him, but he can be an exciting player.
Nathan Bassett kicks in. Off hands, standing in front Johnson. Run down by Coops. Eccles goes down under the weight of a black tackle, and the ball is out of bounds for a boundary throw. In Adelaide 6-7, Fremantle 5-4 after the Dockers led by 4 points at quarter time.
So the boundary throw in, left half forward for Fremantle. Gee, they should score here. Bell, Peter Bell pumps it through for a goal. Fremantle very much in this game.
Eeny, meeny, miny. There's no better choice when it comes to car insurance.
For generations, Mitre 10 has been the place to go for Father's Day gifts, like a deluxe resort lounge only $49.95, or an NRG hammer drill, sander, angle grinder or jigsaw just $39 each.
Well, it has been very steady there by Fremantle. 16 points Adelaide led by about 5 or 6 minutes ago. And the Fremantle side have kicked the last couple. Cook just a few hand passes, but they've been quite telling. Matthew Carr's left foot kick out wide. Nigel Smart to run onto it and quite prepared to knock it clear in front of Heath Black, over for a boundary throw-in.
Been pretty quiet tonight. Nigel Smart, 2 possessions. Certainly one of the key defenders for Adelaide, a great player.
Boundary throw in. Bigland's in front, could have been held. It comes down to Cook. It was a good kick under the circumstances. Coops came with courage, missed it. Hand pass too slick into the wrong fellow. McLeod in more ways than one. He kicks through the centre. Missed down there by the man coming up the ground, Beckley. Eventually, Fletcher, with plenty of time. Off the ball, a Crow is slow to get up. I think it's Goodwin. Meantime, an ill-directed kick has come to Hart. Is that Goodwin on all fours in the centre? It is. He's very slow to get up. So fans of the Crows have reason to worry. Meantime, towards half-forward, it's taken by Eccles, who got it from McGregor, kicks towards the 50, punched away by McPhee. Biglands takes them on, it spills forward. Rashudo comes back to Eccles. Eccles goes across towards centre half-forward, fisted away from Burton, taken by Parker. Full-chested, sprints away, goes looking for Woods. Oh, some great work out there by Brown. Kept McLeod out of the contest. Woods goes quickly to Walker. Walker feeds it back inside to Norris. Goodwin could be okay. He's on his feet. Doesn't look too good, but still better than what may have been as the short one comes in from Walker and spots Shell. Shell is about 55 metres out, goes long down towards full forward. Ill-directed, though. Gave Longmuir no chance, and that was a lovely mismatch down there. Longmuir on Shirley, but he couldn't get the ball to him. So Goodwin's got off the ground under his own steam, but certainly supporters watching that one of the Crows would have got a big fright, and he's still not quite out of the woods yet.
So the short kick in has been taken by Rashudo, not quite up to half back, goes wide. Edwards has gathered the ball out there. Lovely little left foot kick by Edwards onto the chest of Bickley. Bickley just forward of the half-back area, goes past the wing with a kick that covers about 50 metres. The spillage. Now Fletcher again. Gee, creates play, doesn't he? He still is a very smart thinker. Pavlich got a player in support, and that may have been Brown. Fletcher now straightens up, kicks across the half-forward line, and he honours the lead from Cunningham. Cunningham is marked. He can go short. Player on his own will take the mark and kick a goal. And won't this be terrific for Shell if he... Oh, dear me. No. We don't barrack for anyone in particular, but you love to see the young players making the career for themselves. And that was a golden opportunity for Daniel Shell. He's already kicked one, and he should have kicked that.
One of the things when you get hold of the ball is your first 2 or 3 steps, you should be off the mark straight away. Give yourself that space if there's a player closing in on you. And he took all the time in the world, and he's paid the penalty.
I think I'd like to see my full forward stop and have a set shot about there. Socket off the ground and out of bounds, so boundary throw in. About 70 metres from Fremantle's attacking goal. Interesting game so far.
Does it come with experience, that, do you think? Does he got to play more football? I mean, it's hot, isn't it? When you get the football, no one's going to let you have a kick from 35 metres away.
Well, it depends on what his teammates have told him, whether to play on, or as Dennis said, do you go back and take the shot? And
here's Woods, dragged off it. Black has been very good. Angles the ball, but kicks it straight up in the air. Coming over the top was Coops. Rashudo knocks it towards the boundary. Out of bounds.
And they're the sort of situations you wonder what effect it has on the rest of the Fremantle players.
Well, Robbo slapped the table, so... I thought he was being a bit presumptuous. We've seen a lot of young Shell.
Oh, dear.
Take nothing for granted. Black gets a hand pass away. Bell kicks inside the 50, but can be very good. Oh. He can be very good. The one-hander.
Well done.
Make amends. Make amends, Daniel Shell.
A set shot this time. He's a teasing sort of player for their fans. Sort of player that people love to ring up about on Talkback Radio.
And I reckon right now he is saying to himself, I am under a fair amount of pressure here.
He'll drop this. You blokes haven't got any confidence in your local.
He kicks from 35 metres out, the former South Australian, and puts it through.
On Today Tonight, Adelaide's food health scandal.
I think it's all absolutely disgusting.
Almost a dozen people poisoned in a few days.
It's the sickest I've ever been.
But the authorities left the public in the dark.
An investigation should be initiated.
The restaurant gets a slap on the wrist. And testing fly spray. Scientists put 20 brands on trial.
Yes, I was rather surprised.
Plus Adelaide's latest gardening guru, and he's only 4 years old.
What are these?
Daffodils.
Next week on 7.
Well, Daniel Shell has kicked a couple, Ben Cunningham has kicked 3, and Fremantle have the lead. 48 plays 43. Up high was Biglands. Didn't really take the ball with him, then knocked it forward. Oh, Bell has just dominated this turn. That's 10 possessions for the quarter. Gathered there by Fuster. Spotted Cook. Cook's little kick, pretty good, in towards the full forward area. Now, where are the crummers at ground level? It's in the form of Cunningham. His handball over the top was gathered by Smart. He went out wide, and McLeod steadies the Adelaide side. Kicks it out wide. Disciplined play by Walker. He was from behind Bickley, and he's forced a boundary throw in.
Robbo, I think you can rule a line through Simon Goodwin because he's got the ice pack on. I think that's it for him today, but it doesn't look too serious.
Bigland's coming off, replaced by Marsh. And there you can be brought up to date. I think Bruce McAvaney's speaking about this round tomorrow night on I7, the website. So tune in there and you'll get all the good info from Bruce. But we're watching Fremantle. They're striving for their 8th goal. This is a pretty good snapshot. It's offline. Must have just gone to the left of the goalpost. And has scored a behind. This is a pretty good snapshot, isn't it?
Yep. A lot of the Dockers midfielders are getting a lot of the ball. Black's 17, Bell's had 17, Longmuir's had 11, and Fletcher 17. So that's where they're winning the game at the moment.
Hard kicks in. Longmuir had it punched away. In front, Bickley comes out very wide. Too wide. Out of bounds on the full. That bounce, really, that last one, was symptomatic of the Dockers season. Cunningham going at his 4th. And the ball bouncing at right angles. Here's Carr. Goes in short. Norwich has got it, but Fremantle doing all the attacking at the moment. Black, Bell, beaten everything. Inside the centre square, probing kick. Shell goes down on his knees and takes the mark. And Bassett with a serve to one of his teammates that Pat Rafter would have been happy with. Is not amused down there like a Premier League goalkeeper. They're often unhappy when the opposition does something on attack. And watch this again.
I think his teammate was Evan Hewitt. He was moving back and thought the ball was going to clear his head quite easily, and I think Nathan Bassett was hoping he'd get a hand to it.
There's Shell then, going at his 3rd goal, and he's tugged it away to the left or behind. But he's been exciting in this term. I think we'll buzz around this crowd.
We'll give him the duck egg first. He'll have formed the hard to follow, Dennis, by the look of it, Daniel Shell.
Ayres has taken Bickley off for that kick too, which is a bit surprising. Vardy's back on.
Well, he's gone miss, goal, miss, goal. A bit like a samba or a samba. Either one. Off hands in front, taken by Shirley. Throws it on the boot towards the outer side. Waiting for it, McLeod. This will be interesting. McLeod did brilliantly. Too nimble, too agile as far as Fletcher was concerned. Kicks to half forward. McGregor lays it off immediately around the outer side. Johnson kicks inside the 50. Perry. He's marked directly in front, 10 metres out. So the Dockers with a heck of a lot of play at the other end. Some chances to kick goals, but the Crows have weathered the storm reasonably well, given the amount of play and amount of ball that the Dockers did have. A chance to get a goal against the game. Perry, point blank range, comes in, pops it through. His 2nd.
The nation's animals are gathering for their Night of Nights.
Sunday, 6:30 on 7.
It's the Harry's Practice Sports Awards.
Who will take home the prestigious award?
For the cutest pet, most entertaining pet, and best pet look-alike.
First place in each category will win $10,000.
Be watching for all the excitement of the 2001 Harry's Practice Paws Awards. Sunday, 6:30 on 7.
What am I going to wear?
Fremantle lead by 1 point, 7-8 to 7-7. We spoke about Peter Bell. He had 9 possessions in the first quarter. He's had 11 in the second term. The kick from the centre bounce has been well marked by Hewitt, and he's about 53, or the man on the mark is about 53 metres from goal. Evan Hewitt just popping it up and quite easily knocked away back there by Parker. He's going to get another chance. Little hand pass comes in his direction now, and eventually kicked away by that bustling Brown. He's very raw-boned, isn't he, Lee Brown? But he certainly did well there in defending the Fremantle goal. The ball is about 65, maybe a little closer, maybe 60 metres from Adelaide's goal. Fremantle 7-8, lead Adelaide 7-7, and we're in the second half of the second term, so we've got about 8 minutes left in the first half. Another possession to McLeod. He gets past Cook, then the little left foot kick was all right, and the mark is taken by Vardy. Vardy, recognised as very much a goal kicker, goes wide. It's taken by Edwards. He's too far out. They've actually transferred the play right across from one side of the ground to the other, and they're not really all that closer to their own goal. The kick in towards the front of goal. Rashudo, the kick smothered. Well done back there by McPhee, I think it was, that got a hand on the Rashudo kick. And eventually the umpires found a free kick. It will go to that hard-working midfielder, Peter Bell, and maybe that might have been against his former North Melbourne teammate, Evan Hewitt. Out wide, mark taken by Jones for Freo.
So Bell 12 possessions in this term, and the phantom bell ringer is back tonight. Every time he gets the ball, he rings the bell. He's almost exhausted, the bell ringer, as the ball comes in short to Pavlich, and Pavlich is going to get a free kick. Big help to commentators, that bell, as Parker comes away. Interesting bounce, runs to centre half back, put down late, I would have thought. Oof. No call from the official. It bounces down towards half foot. In fact, he did pay the free, did he? Fuster lays it off to Cook. The body's going in willingly now. Shell doing the samba down there. The ball runs back towards the line. Was it touched? I'm not sure, but it was. It's a goal.
Well, if you can hear the crowd, it's certainly the most excited that I've heard them in a very, very long time, and why wouldn't they be? This side has been very gallant so far tonight. Fantastic work by Parker to push through the lines. Now, Cook was very interesting. He actually had Longmuir sliding to his right all on his own. Now, the free kick was probably there anyway, but it's made its way just across the line.
So Troy Cook, the goal kicker. That's his first goal. Fremantle get their eighth. They lead by 7 points. 56 plays 49 with 6 minutes left in the term. Adelaide to go forward, but it's chopped off. Fletcher, geez, vision is absolutely unbelievable. Norrish, and then Walker. Walker's kick in towards half forward. Under pressure, Bassett. Black was the player applying that pressure. A little too, well, a little too keen there, I suppose, Heath Black, to try and lock the ball in and make the defender really work hard to clear the ball. In his endeavours, he's given away the free kick.
Shell must stay on his feet. Must stay on his feet.
It's a real problem, isn't it?
A fair point, Dennis. And the football now with Scott Welsh. Kicks it out wide. Eccles. Away there from Stephen Coops. Eccles short as well. In towards the middle. Johnson, he's been a little quiet by his standards. He usually gets a fair bit of the footy. He's had 11 possessions, and we're not quite up to half-time, so he can build on that, I'm sure. Scott Welsh kicks the ball in towards half-forward. Where are the crummers, Nigel? Smart's up on the forward line. Little hand pass. Went out wide to Perry, then McLeod. McLeod around his body into the pocket, and that's a terrific mark taken by Burton.
Close to 50 too, I would have thought.
Well, the umpire's right on the scene. He is penalising him too, Dennis. Spot on there with that observation. Mark McKenzie deciding that it will be an absolute certainty now.
Doesn't make me right, it just means I agree with the umpire.
Is that after he's taken the mark, the work by Norrish was, well, untidy to say the least, and the goal has been kicked by Burton. Brett Burton has now kicked 3 goals. So Adelaide hit back. It's a bit of a nip and tuck affair, isn't it? You know, we saw in the first quarter, the first goal kicked in the game by Adelaide. Freo kicked the next 3. Then it's Adelaide's turn. And now, close to half-time, it is just 1 point the margin in favour of the home side.
It's been a great game, and the last few goals from Adelaide have resulted from Andrew McLeod getting his hands on the ball. Just shows how important he is to the side.
Another partial sellout for the Dockers tonight, but certainly not as bad as their last home game against Brisbane. Crowd of about, I'd say, 18,000, 19,000 at the moment. Wide of the pack, a chance for Black. Bell Quarter he's played, what a half he's played. This is Carr breaking away, kicks it up towards the wing. It runs on towards half forward. Collision coming up. No, Bassett did brilliantly. Gave it off quickly. Smart's got it. Steps around Black. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Parker will need to go. Marsh is simply too tall. He's marked about 60 metres out. A point the difference. Spots a man out of the corner of his eye. Intended for Vardy. Sensing the danger. Pavlich came up quickly. Did well. Knocks it towards the boundary line. And out it goes. Matthew Pavlich has had a very good season at both ends of the ground. Played under Mark Micken at Woodville West Torrens. Was the club's leading goal kicker back in '99, but now finds himself in defence. And tonight has been very solid. Longmuir. McPhee's got it on the outer side. Throws it on the boot. Goes up towards the wing. A lot of jostling out there. McGregor able to work his way in front of Fuster and knock it across the boundary line. Just over 4 minutes till half time. And Fremantle 56, lead Adelaide 55.
So the boundary throw in will take place between wing and right half forward, favouring the Dockers. The ruckman converge on it, and eventually Marsh gets a kick away up past the wing. Well gathered there by Perry. Got the hand pass away to Eccles. Just a strange little kick, a little high. In front was Brown. And at ground level, gathered by McLeod, controlled beautifully. Eccles, the kick, bounces through for a behind.
Eccles has now had 13 possessions during the game, and Matthew Carr's playing on him. And what Matthew Carr is doing, he's actually falling back into defence to try and play a spare man, but that's allowing Eccles to be on his own, and he's starting to be a little bit damaging. Carr, and probably perhaps the coaching staff could get the message out to Carr to just tighten up a little bit.
Scores level. 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Fremantle with possession of the ball. Sorry, Barra.
No, Longmuir coming off for restart.
So the kick by Fremantle out wide towards the half-back flank area. Gathered there by Norris. Wonderful hand pass to Fletcher. Fletcher spears the kick in towards half forward, but a little too high there for his teammate. The mark is taken by McGregor. McGregor is at left half-back. Decides to just go short where Marsh drops the mark, but he's able to get the hand pass away. Eventually Eccles is able to steady, looks down the line and kicks and misses the players in that area of the ground. They may have misjudged it a little. One of those players was Brett Burton, and the ball spills for a boundary throw in. Left half forward for Adelaide. Scores level 8-8 apiece. And we're ticking away down now under 3 minutes left in the first half. Fairly entertaining. The goal kicker, the leading goal kicker, is Brett Burton. He's kicked 3 for Adelaide, 2 each to Perry and Welsh, and for Fremantle 3 each to Cunningham and Shell.
Welsh taking a revolution. Hand passes out very wide. Johnson did well to keep it in. Slick hands back to McGregor, forward of the wing. Kicks down towards half forward. McPhee played it well, knocked it away from Mark Rasciuto and a boundary throw in. Young McPhee made his debut in round 9 against Sydney. Has been very good since. Young Victorian. Throw in right on the attacking 50 for the Crows. 2.5 minutes from half time. The ruckman lock up. Rasciuto could have been pushed in the back. Parker got a hand pass away. Fletcher kept his head brilliantly. Black, this is Carr. Carr running up towards half back. Has had a bounce, hesitates, kicks out wide. Cunningham will need to go. Tailor-made for Edwards. Driving the pack though and coming away with the crumb is Pavlich. Kicks down towards half forward. Awkward half volley down there for McGregor. Getting back in defence, McLeod. He's getting busy now. He swings it out wide. Brilliant kick. Releases Edwards. Runs forward of the wing. He'll kick inside the 50. Intended for Marsh. Well-weighted kick. And Marsh has got it. About 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Well, Matthew Pavlich has been very good tonight, but his decision then to swing inboard to go into a 2-on-1 situation was way too dangerous. He should have kept coming down around the boundary line. Unless you can find a target and hit them, it is not playing the percentages, and the turnover is resulting now in a shot on goal.
Ben Marsh in his score. The Crows will lead. Slides it across the face, trying to work it back left to right. It's not coming back enough. But Adelaide lead by that margin. 57-56.
You could nearly set up the scenario for the Brownlow medal count, couldn't you? 21 rounds have been counted. The last game, Adelaide versus Fremantle in Perth. You'd go 3 votes. A, and everybody would be excited about Andrew McLeod. He's had 20 possessions, and we're not up to half-time just yet.
Pavlich marks the kick-off, lays it off. McPhee's away. Running towards the centre, McPhee. Kicking down towards half-forward. Fuster is outnumbered 2-on-1. Missed the footy. Waiting at the back. Hart spikes it forward. McLeod, inspired by Robbo's words, gets a hand pass away. This is Hart. Across half-back comes short to Eccles. Eccles is at right half-back. Comes to Shirley. Needs to be precise. Wasn't. Out of bounds on the full.
So with under a minute left to the long break, Adelaide leading by a point. Fremantle with possession of the ball. Black kicks it to within scoring range. A mark is taken. Well done. Hadrell, is it? Bradwell? Hadrell, Bradwell. Hadrell down there in that left forward pocket. Same numbers, but the other way around, Chris. 42 and the 24. Well, he judged that pretty well, didn't he? And he was probably advantaged by the kick coming in, which had a little bit more carry on it than the Adelaide defender anticipated. So the kick by Ben Marsh that put Adelaide in front by a point may be erased here by Robert Hadrell's shot at goal. He's hit the post. Well, disappointment for the Fremantle Dockers because their first half has been a good effort. Scores are level at half-time. Adelaide came in as the raging hot favourites, and at half-time Fremantle have done pretty well. And with scores level at 8-9 apiece, the leading goal kicker is Brett Burton for Adelaide with 3. Ben Cunningham has kicked 3 for Fremantle, and we have a tied situation here in Perth.
Andrew McLeod, 21 possessions to the major break then. Bell has been very good with 24 for Fremantle. And at half-time, it's 8-9 apiece. Plenty to look forward to.
Tonight,
8-9 apiece after the Dockers led by 4 points at quarter time. Adrian Barrett is down on the boundary. Barrett, what news from the rooms?
From the Adelaide rooms, a lot of interest in the other games, Den, as you can imagine, and I think the boys are pretty well sweating on what the results will be, particularly in that Hawthorn-St Kilda game. Nathan Bassett is off the ground. He has a cork thigh, which is a bit of a problem coming into the finals, and Simon Goodwin, as we've said, has an ankle strain. It's not too serious, but he is out of the game. I think Bassett might be out of the game as well. Freo very buoyant, Dennis. They think they can finish off on a good note. They've had a great first half, eager for the second half to start. They believe Adelaide aren't switched on at the moment. They're just going through the motions, and they think maybe they'll catch them unawares in the second half as well. I think it'll be a big test for Freo in the second half to see if they can continue this form. Let's hope they do, because it could be a good encounter, a good way for the club to finish after what's been a pretty ordinary year. Back to you, Dan.
So what you're saying, Adrian, the Crows did not look away now. They wanted to know the scores.
They definitely wanted to know the score, particularly that Hawthorn one. Apparently it's very, very exciting.
Well, apparently it's over.
I bet you they know the result.
I can't remember what I can say and what I can't say.
That's right. What are we saying then, by the way?
We're allowed to go on the record and say St Kilda won by 2 points.
Oh, okay.
If that'll make Adelaide go any harder or softer, you pass the message on.
I'll
Use your discretion.
Who does that mean they play?
That's not resolved yet, because I can't tell you the other result. I reckon this isn't going to be difficult after the game. I have trouble working it out when I can tell everything.
Lucky you're a genius. That's
Dennis,
all I can say.
You're dancing beautifully on your feet at the moment.
Yes. So we're set to go with the second half here, 8-9 apiece. Adelaide and Fremantle. Let's say there's a lot to play for. So far this season, the Crows have been tied at half-time once, and they won. Darren Jarman has seen little of the football on the forward line.
Credited with 5 touches, 2 kicks and 3 handballs.
They desperately need him in form to break open games like this, and of course big finals. Start of the third term. Good bounce too. Eastor goes up opposed to Marsh, fell at their feet. Good to see Goodwin back. Was tackled when he didn't have the footy. Came off with what appeared to be a kick on the knee. I'm not suggesting he's fully recovered. Hand pass comes across to Doughty, who kicks inside the 50. Parker dropped the mark, waiting in front. Perry delays the hand pass. Here's Jarman, 40 metres out, snaps a little bit rusty. He misses to the left-hand side.
Shane Parker put down an absolute sitter there a moment ago. could have been very costly. But as we have said, Darren Jarman just seems to be a little bit off his game tonight. Still a half to go, though. Anything could happen. And have a look at this, bunching up centre half forward.
Goodwin moving just a little gingerly too. He was decked at that centre bounce. Short kick in has been marked by Walker for Fremantle. Still inside his defensive 50-metre zone. James Walker, just his 4th kick coming up. He's had 6 hand passes, and that was his 2nd mark. Short kick, and it's taken here by Norris, looking to move it to a player who is on the move, which was Cook. They've had 3, 4, 5 possessions now, and they're no further forward than the kick in from the behind that was kicked by Darren Jarman. Now they are. They get the ball out close to the wing, taken by Shirley, but his hand pass was chopped off by McManus. In there was Edwards. Gee, there's a real example of a player keeping his footing and then eventually falling over or slipping over Tyson Edwards, and he is rewarded with maybe a little fortunate free kick there. Goes wide, and the mark is taken out there by Shirley. Now it's down, is it?
Doughty, I think
Doughty,
it was.
is it? The new fella Doughty. Norris, McManus, tackled a little high by Jarman. Made it look worse than perhaps what it was, but the free kick was there, and McManus will take it. He gets it off to McPhee. McPhee goes out wide towards the wing. Oh, that's a top mark by Fletcher. Great hands by Fletcher. 21st possession coming up.
When they say 3 votes, it could be a Fletcher.
Yes, well, the drama could be enormous for the Brownlow medal count, because he and Black, and what about Peter Bell with 24 touches in the first half. Now Doughty once again. Shirley kicks it forward to centre wing, and it bounces over for a boundary throw in.
They say the club first though on Brownlow medal night, don't they?
Do they?
3, yeah, Adelaide. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't spoil it,
Sorry,
Barron.
boys. Sorry.
Killjoy, we've got something going up here. We're
going.
working on our material, and you turn up. A Barrage. A Killjoy. Ball down towards half forward. It's grabbed by Carr. Kicks it back towards half forward. It bounces out towards the boundary line. Plenty of Dockers there. Eastor played it pretty well. Gets it across to Troy Cook. Cook about 65 metres from goal. Swings it wide. Shell on the lead. And that's a very good mark. A very good mark in the fingertips.
Well, he's just growing with confidence in his game.
Kicks it up very high, and that's got to be a free kick to Fletcher. And that was poorly played by Mark Bickley. One of my favourites, but the ball was so slow in getting there. Shell actually could have run alongside the kick and probably contested down there with Bickley and Fletcher. Terrible kick, but Bickley took his eyes off the ball, thinking it was going to arrive more quickly, and simply gave up on competing there. Although, tell that to Fletcher. Terrible kick, but Fletcher with a chance to kick a goal. As I said earlier, speculation about his future, but gee whiz, he's played well tonight. I think still has plenty to offer. Kicks from 35 metres out. Cock is back in front.
What are you doing, kids?
Oh, I'm trying to win a Ford Explorer.
Yeah, that sounds like a great Father's Day present.
It sure does.
Get into Mitre 10 for your chance to win the ultimate Father's Day gift, a Ford Explorer.
Well, he is 31 years of age, according to the stats up on the scoreboard there, but by gee, he just knows where to go and get the footy. And he's kicked the 9th goal for Fremantle. They lead by 5 points, 63 to 58.
It's not bad. He's playing at centre half forward at the moment. So, as I said, Fremantle going with those 3 tours. They just got a very small half forward line, just kicking the ball long, more direct, and the players are just running to it.
Well, Johnson and Burton combining. Edwards, gee, it was a good gather by Burton in the finish. A high kick, knocked away there by Brown from Bickley. He's quite happy with his efforts, jogging back towards the key defensive post. Centre wing, boundary throw in. 63 plays 58. Ruckman to go at it. Marsh and Eastaugh. Bell. Cunningham caught. Tackle was all right. Vardy, Marsh, now McLeod. McLeod straight towards the Jarman area. Shepherd provided by Rashuto. Jarman's handball. Perry the tackler. And eventually the ball being forced over 50 metres from the Adelaide goal. 8-10 to 9-9. Fremantle lead by 5 points.
Eastaugh fell in front, wrestled to the ground. Down there was Burton. Marsh has got it now. They've got him. Ball slow to come out, and the umpire wants it. So a bounce about 30 metres out from their attacking goal. The Crows trailing by 5 points. And wouldn't it be great for Fremantle to finish their season, go to summer with a victory after just a terrible series of results. This is McLeod outside the 50. Fancied himself at the distance, but tugs it way left, out of bounds on the full. So the Brownlow favourite, not happy with that one.
No, Heath Black's had a pretty good night and got a lot of positions, but I've just been watching him at boundary throw-ins and ball-ups, and he just doesn't play McLeod hard enough. He just doesn't give him the respect. He just needs to close up.
Nice kick from Pavlich, spotted Brown, who breaks away. Looping hand pass over the top. So Pavlich, Brown, and now McPhee, 3 of their youngsters. The kick comes down towards the half-forward line. Coming hard at the footy was Hadrell. Awkward half volley. It deflects off him and goes out of bounds. So boundary throw-in. Fremantle 9-9, Adelaide 8-10. 15 minutes to go in this third term. This game will finish last of the 3 tonight. Rucks go at it. Longmuir tries to hook it down. Fletcher cleverly got a boot to it. McManus shrugs a tackle. 55 metres out. Goes looking for Longmuir. Bounces just in front of him. Goes to Cook. Comes back to Longmuir deep in the pocket. I fancy him. He shoots at goal. And he's missed. Could I try and help?
Well, smart play by Troy Cook, because he basically just sagged off the back of the pack and nobody came to pick him up. And they had a 2-on-1 situation. And haven't seen a lot of Hart, Smart and Edwards tonight, who are the 3 key defenders for Adelaide. Good work to actually get Hart and Smart back on the full-back line. Get them away from the play because they're so good across the half-back line in rebounding.
Gee, there was a big leap out there, but the mark was not taken. You speak about Nigel Smart into the play, but couldn't control the football. Back goes McManus. He was on the bench in the second term with what we thought might have been an ankle injury, but he looks okay. Fletcher kicks it forward. A contest at half forward. Cook gathers, gets the hand pass away. Well done, Cunningham for goal number 4. Hooks it a little too far and scores a behind.
Like to know who's playing on Troy Cook. It's the second time now he's been on his own in the forward line, setting up opportunities at goal.
So Ben Hart to kick it back for Adelaide, straight down the ground, and a good mark taken at centre-half back there by McGregor.
Well, I would like to set the scene. Suffice to say, a very important game, this one. Here's McLeod kicking down towards half-forward. Pavlich reaches over the top and juggles the mark. Well done. Walker. This is Cook inside the centre square. 7 points the margin. Troy Cook, best and fairest last season for the Dockers. Kicks it down towards half-forward. Virtually going straight up was Shell. Hands to it, couldn't hang on. Socket off the ground by Johnson, out very wide. Or was it Burton? It was Burton. And the ball runs out of bounds in front of Johnson. So a boundary throw in.
Could have taken 2 contenders for mark of the round anyway, Daniel Shell. He's had his hands on it a couple of times.
Has a very good vertical leap. Does the hard stuff. Simply doesn't hang on. In the congestion, it spills wide, taken by Goodwin. Slick hands there from the man in close, Shirley. Kick comes down towards half forward, going back with a flight of it. McPhee did well. Plays on now to Pavlich. Needs to be precise with this. Kick goes out very wide, turns Brown around. Missing it though, Marsh. It runs on for Brown. Not too convincing. Brown around the outer side, now accelerates away. Confronted suddenly, throws the ball onto the boot. It wanders down towards half forward. In front, Longmuir, fisted away, roving the pack though and grabbing the crumb. McManus kicks back inside the 50. Smart did well, got a fist on it. Camped in front, McGregor throws it on the boot. It could be coming back though. Bell's got it. Short one is on to Norris. Shirley did well, got him down. Norris, hand pass. Released it beautifully. Parker sells the dummy like Robert Harvey and floats a goal.
This RAA symbol has always represented the pinnacle in motor service standards. Earning RAA endorsement is the toughest test of all. One service group has set their sights on this ultimate goal to offer nothing less than the highest standards, and so earn the right to display the RAA symbol at every one of its outlets. Not surprising, that group is Ultratune. There are 15 Ultratune service centres and they're all RAA approved. Ultratune, in tune with you and your car.
Wasn't a special kick. It went like a pizza.
It was the worst kick we've seen for a while, but it still went through for a goal. And I'm sure that pleases a lot of people here at the ground and a lot of Fremantle supporters. McManus is doing well in this term. Dispossessed was Fletcher. McManus tried to knock it on. Punched forward there by Biglands. Now the ball at half forward. Look at McLeod. Have a look at this. The Rolls Royce. Beautiful play by McLeod. A goal to Adelaide.
Gee, nice quick response, wasn't it?
He's just a star.
Yep, that just puts everything into perspective, isn't it, when you see a class player like that?
You nominate 6 or 10 or 12, so you're a bit careful because you know you're going to leave some out. But he's in the top 6 or 10 players in the competition without any shadow of a doubt.
Smart play here. Look at this, just quick tap on. Didn't try to do anything smart. The thing about McLeod is when he gets hold of the ball, he's got the ability to be able to accelerate from players at the crucial time, and that's where he's so brilliant at.
Vardy very clever there, setting up that goal. 19,535 tonight's official attendance. Eastdoor knocks it into Biglands, quickly away to Black, too slick for him. Doughty coming through, high ball, only goes about 25 metres over the top. McPhee slapped it down. Biglands works hard in there, got a boot to it, it spills out towards the wing. Cunningham, watched Jarman earlier, went to the outside of the boot and gained about 10 metres, and it's out of bounds. And the crowd getting involved now, and the longer the Dockers stay in this, the more you like their chances.
Almost 20,000 here, Den, too.
Thank you, Barra. Tossed in. Black's got it. Runs down towards the attacking 50. Inside the 50. Can he finish? Yes, he can.
Should have been there.
If you want to quit smoking, help is available. Call Quitline 131 848.
What are you doing, kids?
Oh, I'm trying to win a Ford Explorer.
Yeah, that sounds like a great Father's Day present.
It sure does.
Get into Mitre 10 for your chance to win the ultimate Father's Day gift, a Ford Explorer.
And misty rain falling now here in Perth. But that was a terrific answering goal by Heath Black. Some class from the midfielders on the respective sides. And well done by McPhee. Oh, good interception there by Kane Johnson. Ball spills back to Cook. The ball handling there was exemplary by all players. Black, Carr, Bell, and it started from Cook. Here's a chance now for Freo again. A shot at goal. And it's a long ball all the way down there, and it was knocked over. Coops' kick it was coming in. Cunningham done. It's touched. Gee whiz, that was close.
It took the corner.
3 goals, 3 to Cunningham. Who touched it? Well, must have been a finger on it there by the Adelaide Crows defender. But bad luck there for Ben Cunningham. He nearly conjured up a fantastic goal.
What about the slickness of Bellenco through the centre there? I mean, is this the same Fremantle side we've been watching all year, Dennis?
Well, they're playing very well at the moment. The Phantom bell ringer is just ringing. He's out of control. Forward of the pack, a chance for McManus. Eastdoor heard the voice, got it to Black. Can he kick another one? Yes, he can. Adelaide have got some problems. They've got to put out the fire.
On 7 News, Adelaide's ghostly haunts, and for the first time, astonishing photos that may prove ghosts exist.
We're out hunting ghosts.
Meet the ghost hunters, out to show that spirits are among us, on 7 News Monday.
We couldn't call it a freak show, but there's something seriously wrong with these contestants.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Some things Cornelia will put up with.
You better get your act together. Now.
Others she won't.
Goodbye.
The Weakest Link, Monday.
Well, Heath Black at half-time had 20 possessions. Right now he's had 23. So 3 possessions in this third quarter have resulted in 2 goals to Fremantle. Forced forward again, Cunningham, but beaten for it on this occasion. The Adelaide Crows defence, stand up grandly, kicked away by McLeod to the face there of Vardy. Back he goes to McLeod. Can he break away? He gives the look-away hand pass, but put Goodwin under a bit of pressure. Back in went Vardy to support Goodwin. Vardy's kicked towards the half-forward area, and the mark dropped back there by Norwich. In went Perry to try and resurrect something for Adelaide. The ball about 40 metres from their goal, and they badly need to get one back.
What about this for a bold gamble? He's taken Adrian Fletcher off to spell him, saving him for later in the game.
Adrian, is Darren Jarman off also?
I'll go and check for you, matey.
Yeah, sometimes you can get too clever, can't you? Fletcher with 25 possessions, and with 9.5 minutes left in the term, he can burn them completely if he stayed on the ground, wouldn't
That's right. It's like basketball. When they rest the bloke who's hot, he comes back quite often and suddenly he's cold. Just go for the jugular now.
20 points Fremantle lead.
Bounce inside the 50. The attacking 50 for the Crows. It comes back to Biglands from Vardy. He snaps it goal and kicks it behind. So this game very much in the balance. The next 5 minutes or so, vitally important. Just over 9 minutes till three-quarter time. 12-12 plays 9-11. And the Crows with so much to play for. It's like a Calcutta street in there.
Got a blood rule up this end of the ground, the other end of the ground, Den, and Darren Jarman is on the bench.
Well, Anthony Jones has certainly done his job, hasn't he?
What about Fletcher? You surprised by that, Barra?
I'm surprised. I think Adrian Fletcher's a bit surprised too, but it could be a master stroke in the last quarter.
We have seen it done before, though, haven't we?
It didn't turn out that time to be a masterstroke, as I recall.
No, it didn't.
It was bedlam the following week. Why did you do it? Look at that.
Only 6 players not taking part in this huddle.
Pavlich kicks off. So Adelaide persisting with that huddle, as you can see. On that occasion, it was Freo close to the boundary line. Picked up out there by Rashuda, but a free kick is going to McPhee. He was pushed in the back.
So McPhee at left half back for Fremantle. They lead 84-65 with 9 minutes left in the third term. Fremantle have kicked 4 goals to 1 so far in this term. That's a good mark taken by Longmuir on centre wing. Looks now to play on and kicks directly towards the centre half forward position. And that's a top mark too. Brown. He's a bustler, isn't he? Kicks it high to the goal square. Nigel Smart back there. It's bounced through for a goal. Oh, it's hit the post. You wonder whether anyone really touched that when they went for the mark. And it bounces all the way to the goal post and hits the woodwork. Fletcher maybe getting ready.
I don't think anybody touched it. I don't think McLeod did. I'm sure Smart didn't get his hand to it.
The kick in. Cook did a reasonable job in just disguising the fact that he was trying to knock the ball away. Then he got it back. Cunningham, he'll cap it off. Cunningham will kick A behind. After kicking 3 early goals, he's now kicked 4 behinds as well. So Cook coming off and Fletcher back into the fray. The misty rain just gets a little heavier.
And Fremantle just completely dominating this quarter.
Hart in short. McLeod. Can he stir them up? He kicks it high towards the wing. Burton meters in the clear, takes the mark on his chest.
In the middle, Marsh.
Marsh will get it now. Can he get there in time? Yes, he can. Marks it on his chest. A runner inside goes to Biglands. Not the ideal situation. The 2 big men combining. Dowdy is taken down. That was a brilliant tackle from Coops. Was advantage paid? I think it may have been. McPhee kicks down towards half forward. Certainly it should have been a free kick. Standing tall as Hart gets a hand pass away to Marsh inside the centre square. Hesitates. It ricochets off Bell. Woods goes back with courage on all fours. Picked up by Marsh. Away to Edwards. Edwards running down towards half forward. Blanketed off the boot by McPhee. Charging in his Bell. They're playing inspired football at the present time, the Dockers. Easter kicks to half forward. Marked here now by Longmuir. Runs inside the 50. Shell calls for it, and Longmuir has missed it. Well, it was 3-on-2. It had to result in a goal, and it didn't.
1 goal, 3 to Longmuir.
3 missed opportunities, really, in the last 5 minutes or so. They have been having all the attacking football, but just not getting the rewards for it at the moment. Fremantle, this could prove costly.
Fuster onto the ground, and he's going to get into the play straight away. He'll get an effective possession over his left shoulder. The kick drops short. Mark not taken because it was touched off the boot. So Burton's kick has been taken back near the centre by Matthew Carr. He straightens up and kicks directly towards goal. And is that a mark? It might be.
Play on.
Longmuir not paid. Edwards gathers, can't get away. Dowdy gets a little kick to it. McLeod's little kick. Still right in front of the Fremantle goal. McManus gets it back. Fuster, shot at goal, has missed everything. Out of bounds on the full. 12-15 to 9-11. Margin 22 points in favour of Freo.
Good decision.
Marsh may have had hands on it before Longmuir.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Marsh did.
Short kick has been taken by Eccles.
87 plays 65. The Adelaide Crows right under the pump here. Eccles out of defence, drives it around the outer side wing. Marsh in front. Good strong grab in the greasy conditions. Plays on immediately. McLeod, the short one close to the boundary line. This is Burton away, or is it Johnson? Johnson around the outer side, kicks it down towards half forward. And the mark is taken down there by Hewitt. Off his step, kicks inside the 50. Well-weighted kick too. And Vardy goes back and marks about 30 metres out. A notorious sharpshooter. And his team needs this one.
A fantastic mark there from Marsh, as you mentioned, Dennis, in these conditions. Some light rain now falling. And to say that this is an important goal for Adelaide, certainly an understatement. He needs to put this through to give them a chance.
18 for the season. Peter Vardy kicks through the ball and slides it across the goal front. A behind. Still, Fremantle have missed plenty at the other end too, and that wasn't an easy kick.
It's going to be difficult, Chris, isn't it? You know, the handling of the ball, and the marks won't be quite as simple to take either, the overhead marks.
No, not at all. And again, Adelaide just keep persisting with this huddle, don't they? Man-on-man situation.
Fletcher, and eventually back in the direction of McPhee. He gathers quite nicely. Handballs it out wide. Now an opportunity for Fremantle. Fletcher again. Back onto the ground at the expense of Cook. His kick in the area there of Woods. It was knocked away from that player. And we thrown in just forward of centre wing, favouring the Dockers.
The confidence level of the Dockers is the best I've seen in a long time.
12-15 plays 9-12. That margin 21 points in favour of Adelaide. Fletcher in trying to shrug the tackle. His endeavours were unsuccessful. The tackler took him with the football over. So it'll be thrown in just forward of centre wing in the Dockers forward half. 12-15 to 9-12. 4 goals, 6 in this term to Fremantle. 1 goal, 3 in this term to Adelaide. Kick forward by Bell towards full forward. Punched away. Where are the Crummers? They're there in the Fremantle jumpers. No, they're not. They're there for Adelaide in the form of Nigel Smart. He kicks it high and wide. It bounces away from the players in that area of the ground and over for a throw-in.
To Peter Bell, 29 possessions. Andrew McLeod, 29 possessions. And Heath Black, 24 possessions. Adrian Fletcher, 25, and he still spent some time on the bench.
It's real backs to the wall stuff as far as the Crows are concerned. Fuster tried to control it one-handed, found it on the ground. Black tackled by Shirley, works it forward. Bassett sliding in. It was at Edwards. Edwards showing great courage, coming through his heart, spills back to Edwards, kept his head, Over the top to Welsh under pressure. Scrambles it towards the boundary line. Shirley takes it across. Well, they're being tested at the moment by a team that wants to end their season with a victory. Jarman looking on. Bigland's got hands to it. Felt a good one. High ball to midfield. Carr, not easy. The ball is greasy. Interesting tackle. Walker on the assist in any case. High ball inside the 50. Good grab. Bigland's in the hands if you don't mind. Bigland's will be a key in the finals.
The rain's really coming down now.
Getting wet, Barra.
I am.
McGregor's got it. He got it from Johnson. Doughty kicks down towards the attacking 50. Brown camped in front. Fletcher back on the ground. Released it nicely. Looping hand pass. Norrish up the ground. McPhee, good handling in the conditions. Steps around Doughty. Kicks down towards the attacking 50. High ball hangs in the air a long time. Fisted away down there. Chance for the Crows. Picked up nicely by Biglands. Away to Welsh. The Crows desperately in need of a goal. Probing kick inside the 50. Coming hard was Perry. Offhands taken by Jones. Run down by McLeod. Jarred out of there. The hand pass back from Carr. Brown's over the football. Not his best soccer attempt. Picked up by Perry. Perry throws it on the boot from 60 metres out. It was touched. Coming up to mid, it was Jones. Taken by Carr. Could be holding the ball. He was taken down. Spills out Jones. Goodwin did terrifically well from one man to the next and ties it up for the Crows.
Actually, he's one of the players also, Chris, that has been a terrific player for them right throughout the season, Simon Goodwin. We do know that he's probably in a little trouble with a leg injury, but he's been well controlled. 16 possessions he's had. He's usually a lot higher than that.
35 last week.
Chance here for Adelaide, and a flying shot at goal came from Bickley. Hewitt couldn't control it, so it's through for a first score for Adelaide for quite a while. Behind at 9-13 plays 12-15. Fremantle lead by 20 points.
And a pretty handy lead too, with only a couple of minutes to go, especially in these conditions. It's going to be very hard to try and get the 4 goals required the way that Fremantle are playing.
Walker the target. That's successful, and he will kick the ball to a dispute between McPhee and Scott Welsh, and knocked over in the finish. The two number 17s just forward of centre wing, favouring the Crows. Gee, they desperately need a goal. If they could pluck one in the last 2 minutes, it's 20 points in favour of Fremantle right now, and back to within a couple of goals with a quarter to go. I'm sure it'll be some excitement in the last 20 minutes of this game. But they're struggling around the middle of the ground to take control of the ball. Bell was terrific. Black wastes no time in just forcing it forward. So Fremantle just ever so slightly out of the danger zone. I know it can go down the ground pretty quickly, but it's a long way from the Adelaide goal, certainly within a couple of kicks of Freo's goal.
That kick would have been handy at Stadium Australia by Black then. It was a beauty.
It certainly was. And Burton under pressure. Norrish. And a good little kick there by Cunningham. Burton, Norrish sweating over the top of him. He slides with the footy over. So it's worked all the way into the right forward pocket for Freo. So now Fremantle a chance with a minute and a half left in the term to add to their goal tally. They lead by 20 points, and we're deep into the third term.
Behind, a chance for Coops. Great desperation from Johnson. Goodwin gave it to Bickley. That's untidy. Getting in there is Black. Knocks it back towards the goal face. Held coming through down there was McGregor. Will advantage be paid? Yes, it will. Breaking away is McLeod through the centre square. Long kick towards half forward. Jarman back on the ground. Spilt it. Comes out wide. Welsh has got it close to the boundary line. McPhee did well. He ran on from the contest with Jarman and applied a strong tackle on Welsh. Boundary throw in. 12-15 Fremantle. 9-13 Adelaide. The stakes are very high. Tossed in. Biglands. Fuster clean possession, going to the ground, got a hand pass away up towards the wing. Coops comes to meet it, got a boot to ball. Norrish tries to deflect it across to McPhee. Working it forward was Shirley, taken there by Coops, tried to go back to Walker, picked up by Welsh, kicks inside the 50, charging up the ground is Pavlich. Perry couldn't bring him down. Pavlich kicks to the outer side. It's vacant out there. Sprinting across is Hadrell. No space to operate in. Created some, but I'm not sure that was wise. Smart had a play at the ball. Comes back to Hadrill. Goes over the shoulder. Around the other side, McManus. We're down to 20 seconds. Chance for the Dockers. Parker's got it.
Well, Bell just has to kick it now, and he has to kick a goal, because it'll be the last play before three-quarter time, and you wouldn't believe it. The absolute perfect scenario for Freo. A goal right on the siren. Kicked by Peter Bell. He has played a blinder, Peter Bell. 31 possessions, his second goal. And how crucial is that?
You know, for a while there, I actually thought by Hadrill keeping the ball in play, it was a little bit dangerous trying to play for the percentages, but they've kept the ball in play and it's worked for him. And this man has just been absolutely fantastic. He has just been in it all night. A real three-quarter performance so far. And to cap it off now with a couple of goals has been fantastic.
Well, I would say that will make it very, very difficult for Adelaide. 26 points going into the last term, and Fremantle will take the ball away. Have a guess who got it? Fletcher.
Oh!
Has that mark been paid? Yes, it has. It's Longmuir from 50 metres.
You okay, Barra?
Gee, it's exciting down here.
Well, what's his ability to kick long distance? No good. He's picked out the umpire. It's bounced a long, long way away from the goal. So no score. That last kick there by Justin Longmuir, but the second last kick of the quarter was an absolute beauty by Peter Bell. It was Fremantle's 13th goal. And at three-quarter time, Freo lead 13-15-93. Adelaide 9-13-67.
Main Logistics, Australia's most diverse logistics and transport group, presents the Main Sports Report.
Good evening. Hope you're enjoying the football. In the match played this afternoon, Carlton finished the home and away season in 5th spot after belting Geelong at Optus Oval. But while the Cats copped a 70-point hiding on the scoreboard, it was the Blues that copped the hiding physically. Brett Ratton badly damaged an elbow, while Mark Porter and Anthony Franchino were also injured, and favourite son Stephen Silvani was poleaxed by Darren Milburn.
At Main Logistics.
How about that scoreline? It's the Dockers, 5-1 in that third term, leading 13-15-93 to 9-13-67. Just repeating the news, St Kilda defeated Hawthorn earlier tonight by 2 points. At the Gabba, Brisbane against Sydney. Replays are scheduled, so if you don't want to know the score, look away now.
The AFL, in association with its premier partner, Carlton and United, proudly presents the 2001 Premiership season.
Adrian Barrich is down on the ground with Mark Meccan.
Thanks, Dennis. Well, Mark, you've got all the work to do.
Certainly have. Fremantle have deserved everything they got to this stage. They've been more desperate and harder at it around the contest, and they've used the ball better than us. And, you know, we've got, as you said, our work ahead of us.
Need more from Darren Jarman?
Oh, we need a lot more from plenty of people. I mean, we've just been not very well served by the majority of our players tonight, so we need a lift from everybody.
Good on you, mate. Thanks for joining us. Good luck. They're still sweating on who they're going to play, Dan.
Thanks, Adrian. A season highlight for me, I just saw Clive in the corridor. He had no idea who I was. Just about set to go for this final term in Adelaide.
Have a look at the setup from Adelaide. They've forced all of their players down into the square. There's about 2, 4, 6, 10 players at the top of the square.
They need to win it.
They've got to get the ball down there, don't they?
26 points the margin. And the greasy conditions now, which I'd suggest makes this margin even greater. Cook did well down to Bell, but it's more the attitude of the Dockers, the way they're playing at the present time. McGregor, Wirra just new on the ground from 50 metres out, wants a slice of the action. Down goes the goal umpire. It's a behind.
Well, where Adelaide certainly got cut up in that third quarter was out of the centre. Fremantle completely dominated. They got first use of the ball, and that's normally one of Adelaide's keys.
27 points, the margin then. Hart kicks off. Forward of the pack, McManus knocks it inside the 50. Cook swoops on it, gets the hand pass away. They've got the numbers. It comes back to Cook from Coops. High ball. Bell camped underneath it. Tried the chest mark, knocked away by Smart, picked up by Wirra. Smothered off the boot. Ricochets back towards Edwards with some time. Tyson Edwards across the goal face. Knocked away there from Doughty. Stays in. Coops tries to go back to McManus. Applies a strong tackle on Biglands, and the ball spills across the boundary line. A for attitude as far as the Dockers are concerned.
Well, they know that they've got to win within, 19 minutes, and it's their second win for the year. Don't forget that if you want all that information from our website, i7sport.com.au, and I think it's Bruce McAvaney that will be talking to you tomorrow night.
And if you want the results, you don't have to look away.
Exactly. We'll know everything then. We'll know where all the finals are going to be played at, the venues, the times, etc. McLeod gets possession number 30, kicks it forward. Parker is there. Didn't he kick a spectacular goal in the third term? Rashudo has got to do something, and he does it beautifully. No, right on the line. Desperate stuff. Is that Jones back there?
Yep.
Oh, gee, that was good, wasn't he? Held his ground, which was one thing, and then able to get his hand on the ball as it was sailing through. It looked a living certainty.
Well, he's been absolutely sensational tonight, Jones. Had Jarman removed, he's got him back on the ground now. He's been easily one of the Dockers' best players.
A behind kick by Mark Rashudo. The ball already down to the wing. And a contest. It's Bell. Gets the hand pass away. Gathered here by Fletcher, who has just been absolutely sensational. Possession number 30 for Fletcher. The ball out there at right half forward. Wirra looking back. Cunningham displeased with that decision by the umpire. A free kick awarded to Edwards.
Tyson Edwards averaging 21 possessions a game this season, up from 20 last year and 11 in 99. Offhands taken on the outer side and thumped forward by Biglands. Down towards half forward. High bouncing ball. McPhee juggled it well across half back. Kicks to open territory on the wing, and it takes a Freo bounce away from Doughty, the only man there, and out of bounds. And the confidence rising with each kick and possession for these young Dockers.
Stephen Larkin would have been pleased with that one. Fuster and Shell, Woods and Hadrill on the bench for the Dockers. They're gone shorter.
Not bad policy too, given the range. Shell sitting on the bench. He's done his job. He was very good when it counted. Wide of the pack, Doughty throws it on the boot up towards half forward. Carr, was that a push in the back? Yes, it was, says the umpire. Nobody is running with Goodwin. Now Cook is tracking him. Eccles has got the footy. Goodwin down towards the 50, holds up. Doesn't want to crowd it down there. Eccles kicks well inside the 50. Oh, strong mark is taken by Welsh. Wonderful mark under the conditions. And how important is this kick?
Scotty Welsh, 17 possessions tonight and 2 goals, so this would be the most important of his shots on goal without a doubt. And McPhee just didn't get his hands. Should have been trying to hit his arms instead of trying to hit the ball then.
Welsh from just inside the 50. Good looking effort, and Adelaide will it through.
Monday.
We have reason to believe the suspect is somewhere in your school. Armed? Yes.
A student on the edge.
If he panics, there's no telling what he might do.
A school at mercy.
You want a hostage? Take me.
A powerful Boston public. Monday. They made it through the tough auditions. That was the easy part.
3 unexplained abscesses and you are dismissed.
I'm late. We start at 9. After that, you're not allowed in.
Who will crack under pressure?
It's time to come down on him a bit heavy.
Drama School, Monday on 7.
Umpire has sacked the idea of bouncing the ball and threw that in the air. Edwards gets his foot to the ball, and for Adelaide, not too bad. Goodwin couldn't take the mark, but he was able to recover, and then off that beautiful left foot of his, he's put it on the chest of Vardy. Vardy, well, disappointing there. That build-up was quite promising for Adelaide, but the kick by Vardy, maybe a little bit of misunderstanding. Norris playing the percentages has knocked it clear for a boundary throw in about 55 metres around from the Adelaide goal. 13-16 to 10-14. Margin 20 points in favour of Fremantle. They opened this game up in the third term when they kicked 5 goals 6 to 1 goal 4, and they led at three-quarter time by 26 points. A tremendous goal kicked by Peter Bell right on the three-quarter time siren. Simon Goodwin gets reasonable distance with the hook kick towards full forward. Now a great contest right in front of the Adelaide goal. Still a chance. Has the umpire found a free kick? He has. It's going to Adelaide. Might be Jarman's, is it?
That ball had
Kicking in
bounced,
danger, was it?
It had bounced pretty high. It was one of those 50-50 situations. Now, I suppose technically it was a free kick, but interested to watch that in replay.
Well, you don't need games decided by decisions like that. Let's hope that that's not the difference between the two teams at the end. Darren Jarman has a shot at goal. And a very reliable kick of the football. Darren Jarman from only 35 metres. He's put it straight over the goal umpire's head. Adelaide within 14.
What are you doing, kids?
Oh, I'm trying to win a Ford Explorer.
Yeah, that sounds like a great Father's Day present.
It sure does. Get into Mitre 10 for your chance to win the ultimate Father's Day gift, a Ford Explorer.
Look at this family deal. You get your choice of 2 large McDonald's burgers plus 2 cheeseburgers, 9 McNuggets,
family server fries and a bottle of Coke, only $14.95.
What a meal!
What a deal!
That's my boys.
So Adelaide still have a pulse. It comes down to Bell, tackled in there by Bickley. Bigland's over the football, comes back to Eccles. Bell, what a power of work he's done, takes Eccles down. Ball up alongside the centre circle as the clock continues to run. They know the other results. They know.
Well, would they? You wonder, don't you? I mean, the coach might have kept it away from them.
I think they might. Well, that was the coach. Ball down towards half forward. Here's a chance down there for Doughty, who threw it on the boot. It wanders back towards the 50. Upwards Eccles. Falls to Jarman. Short one is on. Well played. And Doughty's got this football about 25 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Jarman's on the rise, isn't he?
Well, we've seen it happen a lot of times where Fremantle, sometimes it's a matter of knowing how to win a game or knowing how to lose a game. Which one is it?
And you'd settle for the first.
Big job for this young fella. He's only played 4 games.
Looks a player, though. Doughty from 40 metres out. And a good kick across the face. Swooping on this one is Goodwin. Wants his left side. Put the ball on the ground, umpire. Perry has a shot at goal. Well, it was the most interesting way of disposing of the ball by Goodwin. And a behind. 13-15 Fremantle. Adelaide 11-15. And this game is in the balance.
Yes. Go on, Chris. Fantastic work by Adelaide. They've just come out in this quarter. They're throwing everything at Fremantle. They're knowing that they'll be under a bit of pressure.
Oh, this is risky.
It certainly is, but it just may come off. The ball slipping past McManus. He tried to knock it to his own advantage. Actually, he hasn't done too bad because he's got the ball all the way down to the wing. Kane Johnson took the ball over for a boundary throw-in. So from the kick out, which looked a little risky, as Barra said, we've seen now a boundary throw-in right on centre wing. And in front there was Biglands. The ball spills at the feet of Bickley. Fletcher is there for Fremantle. Tries to tap it to Cook. But again, in the similar area of the ground to the previous boundary throw-in, he's being overworked down there, the boundary umpire. 13-16 to 11-15, a margin of 13 points in favour of Fremantle. The Crows trying to just miraculously, really, get out of this game here at Subiaco. Saturday night football on 7. 13 points the margin in favour of Freo.
I know one man can't win the game on his own, but I'd have Andrew McLeod up on the ball.
Oh,
free kick.
Surely. Knocked away by Rashudo, who has been quite conspicuous by the limited opportunities that he has had. 5 kicks and 7 hand passes to Mark Rashudo. Dockers swing a change. It's Eastor off the ground and Fuster back on. Fuster looks pretty fresh. Straight into the action. Biglands over the top was Johnson. Bell to gather. Rashudo to run onto it. Not able to get on the end of it. Kicked off the ground by Bickley. Mark paid by Carr.
Carr crossed towards the middle. Didn't spot Burton, but Burton dropped the footy. Now a chance for the Dockers. Fletcher sweeping hand pass. Norrish inside the centre square. Kicks inside the 50. Leading in the race towards the boundary line is Longmuir. Gets free of McGregor. Throws it on the boot. Pulls it back. How will it bounce? Trying to knock it on was McManus. It spills to Bell. Bell lines up and slots it.
these prices, don't miss being a part of the action at Repco.
Bendix, the best-known name in brakes. Bendix Ultimate Disc Brake Pads designed for high-performance vehicles from just $89.95. Bosch, Super 4 spark plugs improve performance and economy 4-pack $38.95. Munro Sensor Track delivers comfort when you want it, control when you need it. Shockers from $129 a pair. Shell, Helix Super 5 litre $17.95 and multigrade 4 litre $11.45.
At Repco, we know what it is, we know where it goes.
And Chris, a little cameo from Troy Cook there too. He's only had 17 possessions. He's had 5 tackles and kicked a goal, but he's been another key player in the midfield for Fremantle.
Well, he does all the hard work for Fremantle. He's the player that puts his body on the line, and as you mentioned, 5 tackles. He leads the Fremantle Dockers in terms of tackles, so he sets the standard for the hard work.
So the goal there, kicked by Peter Bell. And here's Cook to Fletcher. Fletcher's just been sensational. Very difficult. I thought McLeod was by far the dominant Adelaide player, but Fremantle have had 2 stars. Fletcher with 32 possessions and a goal. Bell with 36 possessions and 3 goals. So we've had 3 or 4. Black has had 27 possessions. There have been some big possession winners on in those 4 players for the respective teams. 14, 16, 100 Fremantle. They lead by 19 points Adelaide. 11, 15, 81. The ball right in front of the Adelaide goal. Scotty Welsh tried to hack it off the ground. It's still there. Welsh has got it. At the back, Parker concedes a behind, which was not such a bad play.
Well, that is exactly the right thing to do, Shane Parker. Play the percentages, put the ball behind. There's a lot of pressure on there, and especially the way that Adelaide go about these kick-ins. They just make it so easy, I reckon, to get that first possession.
13 points the margin. Long kick-off this time. It runs up towards the wing. McPhee needs sure hands, tries to get it out of bounds. Shirley, McPhee did well. Hand pass across to Welsh, intended for Rashudo. Awkward bouncing football. Putting his body in was Fletcher. Rashudo tries to go off the deck. It's picked up by Bell. He's been wonderful. Got it to McPhee. No time to finesse. It needs a kick. Bell comes back to Black, who throws it on the boot. It was touched. In front down there is Smart, trying to crash the pack is Wirra. It comes out. Woods a half chance, tries to go back towards the middle. Johnson's in there. He slaps it out. Bell comes to meet it. Sliding through was Edwards. Bell gets boot to ball. It bounces down towards half forward. McLeod looking to cut it off. Knocks it to the advantage of Hart. Hart draws a man, confronted by Coops. Throws it on the boot. Back towards the wing. How will it bounce? It stays in initially. And Biglands walks across the line. And the umpire is very compassionate and will have a boundary throw in.
Just for the record, Peter Bell, 39 possessions and 3 goals.
Just keeps working, doesn't he? He's just got a tremendous capacity to keep it running the game out. So is this fellow, McLeod. He kicks the ball to half forward. Welsh couldn't take the mark. The spillage gathered by Walker. Now it's a one-on-one out wide. It's Burton. And out wide there, Norwich for Fremantle. Norwich doesn't do too bad under the circumstances. Gets it about 30 metres closer to the Fremantle goal and forces a boundary throw in. It's a big night for Fremantle. They've only won one other match this year against the Hawks. They're going for their 2nd victory. And the fans, there's been nearly 20,000 of them come here tonight. And they may be rewarded with a gallant victory by the Dockers. The home side, Parker, dispossessed. The spillage now, a real contest. Eccles kicks it forward for Adelaide. Now an opportunity for Vardy. He can run away from Brown. Vardy with the left foot, kicks in a square, and Jones has played a terrific game, Jones. Not big stats by any means, but a very, very reliable defender. And he goes out wide in the direction of Pavlich.
Pavlich spots McPhee. Metres in the clear. McPhee takes plenty of time. Now he accelerates away. It needs a kick. He's gone a long way. He kicks it down towards half forward. Almost the mark down there. Missed by Bassett. Comes to McManus. Spots a man in the square. Robbo, good talking. Longmuir has got it 20 metres out. Your voice does carry and you're responsible for this. Longmuir directly in front. And this could make it very, very tough for the Crows. The red-hot favourites coming in.
If he kicks this, then it's impossible, I would say.
Well, Chris and I have seen a lot of the Dockers this year. Longmuir going at his 2nd. He's had quite a few opportunities tonight. nonchalantly puts it through.
For generations, Mitre 10 has been the place to go for Father's Day gifts, like a deluxe resort lounge only $49.95, or an NRG hammer drill, sander, angle grinder or jigsaw just $39 each.
Eeny, meeny, miny. There's no better choice when it comes to car insurance.
Well, as I said before, the umpire's quite prepared now to throw the ball in the air, which would certainly suit the Dockers, I would think, because it just takes out of play any risk of a poor bounce. The kick by Woods to the goal square has been marked by McGregor. Exactly 4 goals the margin. McGregor's kick.
Can't do that. It's kicked around the
behind post. Yep. So what is it, a behind? It's a behind now to Fremantle.
That's why I can't do it.
Important, because it makes it 4 goals, 1 the difference now, and we've got 9 minutes left.
What do we say in our day, Robbo? A handy point.
A very, very handy point. It just looks psychologically, I'm sure it has an effect out there of the players, because they really have the task in front of them, do Adelaide. They're striving to get clear of their half-back line. McGregor must have thought he had half an hour there. So did McManus, but his spillage was gathered by Norwich, and Norwich has done well. He's put it on the chest of Wirra.
Oh.
They are playing inspired football, Fremantle. They can sense a victory, just their second for the year. It has been a very, very ordinary season. They might have been spurred on by some comments from over in the east, but by gee, their players, the 22 players picked, have certainly done their club very proud here tonight. Young Daniel Shell started off early, kicked a couple of goals. Fletcher, Bell, Black, and now a goal. A goal kicked by the interchange Wirra.
The AFL Finals. And its history. The Crows and the Power in the finals together for the first time. Bruce Abernathy and Chris Dittmar will bring you all the news that matters on South Australia's history-making push into the AFL Finals on 7 News.
They took on the Olympics. Now can the Goodwill Games handle Roy and HG? Monday, 10:30, they're live from Brisbane.
So many characters. So much fun.
The Monday Dump returns to 7.
Well, I think the Crows are going to hate themselves in the morning. Out of the middle, it's Shirley. Socket off the ground by McLeod. Down towards the attacking 50. Run down from behind McPhee by Welsh. Knocked forward by Cook. Charging in there is Bell. Kept his eye on the footy. Gives it to Black. Back to Bell. Bell across half-back. Kicks towards the wing. In front, Edwards. Could have been pushed in the back. Wirra's got it, though. Wirra. He's been handy since coming on. Around the corner comes the kick. Taken by Fuster. Steps around his opponent, Eccles, kicks inside the 50. Loose ball, off hands, a chance for Coops. Did he take possession? He was looking for a free. McGregor clears the zone, at least for the time being. Norwich, this could be the sealer. I doubt it. Out of bounds on the full.
Dennis, this is huge for these fans because this is the first home win of the season, of course. The other one was away, so they're loving it.
Ben Allen looking for his second victory. He's the caretaker coach. Won in round 18, took over in round 10. This is McLeod. Of course, the champ's got other ideas.
Their 2 wins will come against 2 sides that will participate in the finals.
That's right. Around the outer side, ball runs on. Coming up to meet it is Vardy. Spills back to Biglands. Goodwin arches the back, slips away just outside the 50. That was an ambitious pass looking for Jarman. He couldn't complete the mark. Goodwin ran on, applied a tackle on Parker. Took him down, ball up in the pocket.
Well, it's a bit of a worry in one way for Gary Ayres, because with the side having an advantage to perhaps maybe able to move up the ladder, and for them to not be able to come out and play, and then also with the last game of the year against the Fremantle Dockers, it would be worrying concerns. You want to go into the finals on the back of a win, Robbo.
Most definitely, Chris, and you can see there the worried looks on the faces of the coaching staff of the Adelaide Football Club. Walker to Cook. Cook can go across the line, and Jones is getting his just rewards here. He's a very much an old-fashioned defender. There wasn't much old-fashioned about that delivery, right onto the chest of Wirra from about 40 metres. Down in the forward pocket area, a player standing on his own.
Oh.
He's been there for half an hour.
It's a good kick, though.
The mark has been taken by Carr. Carr just tries to load the ball in towards half-forward, gathered by Smart. Smart out wide. I think Mark Nicken was interviewed by Barra, and he said that quite a few of their very reliable players throughout the year had to lift, and that's exactly what the situation was. They've had not a lot of contribution from quite a lot of players. Edwards with 19, Welch with 19, McLeod, the dominant player, with 35, Burton 19, Eccles 17, and Goodwin 22. But apart from them, there's a long list of players in the Crows lineup with stats that would only be around the 12 and 13 mark. They've been completely outplayed here tonight, the Adelaide Crows, by an inspired unit wearing the Dockers uniform. And they may go forward here again. McManus to swoop on the ball on centre wing. Well, quite prepared there. Sean McManus in front of Dowdy to force a boundary throw in. On comes Cunningham, and off the ground goes Woods for Freo. We're down now to 5.5 minutes left in this game.
Boundary throw in on the wing. The bird seems to have flown as far as the Crows are concerned. Socket off the ground by Fletcher. On the bounce it goes across the line. Fletcher on the bounce it goes across the line.
Effective stat for Fletcher.
What a game.
So far you've got the 16th sides had a win, the 15th sides had a win. If the Eagles get up tomorrow, it'll be the bottom three sides have had a win against sides all playing in the finals, as you mentioned.
Thrown in. Marsh this time. Fingertips to it. Fell behind. Johnson throws it on the boot. It ricochets back towards guess who. Fletcher's over the footy. Knocks it to Cook. Cook throws it on the boot. Gains about 25 metres. Waiting at the back, Fuster. Paddles it to his own advantage. Still he goes. Knocks it Goldwood. Picking it up is Black away on his left side. Sweeping hand pass. Bell. Can he control it? Close to the boundary line, Peter Bell. Flicked back by Coops. Taken by Bell. Met solidly by Johnson. It's still a live ball eventually. Pushed across the line by McManus.
He has plucked that with 5 minutes to go. I don't believe it.
Hart's got the free. Black stands the mark. 16-17, 11-16. 4.5 minutes to go. Cook's got the footy.
And away they go again. And Brown kicks a wobbly old punt kick in towards half forward. Chance here. The kick came from Coops. It may bounce through for a goal. No, just to the left.
Has Peter Bell had 40 possessions yet?
41, 42.
42.
And 3 goals. What about the third goal that he kicked? Just right on that three-quarter time siren. Was an absolute beauty. Ben Hart with the football. Goes in towards half-back. Taken here by Kane Johnson. He kicks it forward. In towards the middle of the ground. Could that be a free kick? Well, he was taken completely out of the play, wasn't he? And it's kicked away by Carr. Out wide, Cook. Hard-working Troy Cook. Good shepherding provided by Norwich to keep Byrne off the incident. Cook lets himself down. Hooks the kick into the pocket. Goes over about 15 metres around from the behind post for a boundary throw in.
He had that much time, he wasn't quite sure where to kick it, I think. Not used to having that much time.
16-18 to 11-16. The margin 32 points in favour of Fremantle. An emphatic victory. The last round of the season. That's a kick out of bounds on the full, is it? Yes. Coming from Ben Marsh. So Troy Cook will take the free kick for Fremantle. With 3.5 minutes left in the game, Parker wants to get into the action. Just short, but Cook ignores that. Will kick it to the front of the goal square. Gets good purchase on it. And that's exactly where the ball lands. In front there was Longmuir. Couldn't take the mark. A real bundle of arms and legs. Pavlich is on the bottom there. And the umpire will bounce right in front of the Fremantle goal. 114 plays 82. Fremantle lead by 32 points. And the time ticking away. Adelaide will lose this important game for them. The last one of the year. Cunningham. Shot at goal by Cunningham. Lands the ball in the square and it's a mark.
Brown.
It's a good mark, actually. Cunningham did well to get good distance over the right shoulder. The mark taken by Brown. Oh, it was a strong mark, wasn't it? The body was between the football and his opponent to keep the opponent away from the ball. And he held onto it. and he'll shoot for goal from point-blank range.
He's
32 points the margin now. He will make it 38. And he does just that. He's very happy, Lee Brown.
Tell you one thing this game certainly proves is how much it is played between your ears, because how can you find a side who has come out tonight and just put on a fantastic exhibition of playing hard football for 4 quarters against a side that's playing in the finals? It really shows that both sides, Robbo, because one side hasn't come out here with the right mental state, the other one has, and yet they're at the different ends of the ladder.
So personal best for Peter Bell, 42 possessions tonight. His previous best this season, 38 against Hawthorn in round 18, and Fletcher has got 32.
There's another one,
got
Dan.
another one then, Dennis.
Oh, it's hard to keep up. He's got 43 now. Fletcher, his previous best, 31 against Essendon in round 1. So boundary throw in on the wing.
I think that's why when Chris asked the question, it's those midfielders. It was Black early, and he's continued on. Bell, certainly Fletcher, and Cook.
So 2.5 minutes to go. Boundary throw in once more. Fuster, Doughty, hurriedly. McLeod, gained about 25 metres. Beckley to Shirley, hard against the boundary line. Kicks down towards half forward. Charging up the ground is Parker. Knocks it towards the boundary line, and Walker takes it out. What a tonic for Fremantle, and what a tonic for WA football. I think Ross McLean, Barry McKinnon, Jeff Ovens were about to charter a plane to Cuba, and they've cancelled their reservation on the strength of this one. Fremantle boosting their percentage. Down goes Marsh. Slung.
Is there an Aussie rules comp in Cuba?
I don't think they want one. Here's Norrish. They do again tonight, though. Brown gets the hand pass further afield. Bell another possession. Why not? Fletcher and Bell. They share it between them. Fletcher kicks inside the 50. Longmuir. Lowdown takes the mark.
Give it to Bell. Get to 50.
That's enough, Barra.
What about Fletcher holding onto the ball until he could sense that his forward was in a better position than the defender? Instead of the one-on-one, he kicked it to the advantage of.
I tell you what, the other thing, how much easier to run when you're controlling the ball as opposed to chasing it all day long. That's been the difference. I've seen so many of the Dockers players today being prepared to run, to not only give out a shepherd just to receive, but just to be a number, which has been missing throughout the year.
Well, I saw Peter Bell quoted at 201 to 1 a couple of weeks ago for the Brownlow. I know it sounds silly, but he's had some very big games this year. I can think of 6 votes he's got in their 2 wins. As the ball goes towards the outer side, Norrish is there. McPhee paddles it towards the boundary, taken out by Wirra, and a boundary throw in.
Just a few seconds to spare while the boundary umpire is preparing for this. Well, what about Ben Cousins for the Eagles if Bell's a chance?
Oh,
the
yes,
Eagles have won 5, haven't they? And he's been their dominant player.
Cousins a big chance. I must say I backed Nick Stevens early, so good luck, Nick.
Well, we'll be watching that with interest because I believe it's a fair result, Dennis, and he's got some hope. McPhee kicks the ball towards centre-half forward. Hand passed away there by Johnson for Smart. Smart close to the line, and it's all right. Bickley is marked safely on his chest at half-back. 17-18 to 11-16, 38 points the margin in favour of Fremantle, and we're into the last minute of the game. By gee, there'll be a big cheer here when the siren goes. The lungs of all these people will be really working overtime in a few seconds.
What would Tony Modra make of all of this? I wonder who he's going for.
Well, that's interesting. He was given a farewell, wasn't he, before this game? Here's a good contest. McLeod, a very smart little kick. Jarman misses.
That's a worry. His form's a worry.
Well, the form of quite a few of their top players tonight would be a worry. You would just hope that it's one of those off nights and they go into the finals and they rebound, which a lot of time most good players do. As you mentioned, Dennis, Jarman's been out of form for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but the Fremantle Dockers, they've teased us all year, Dennis, and they've waited until the last game of the season to do it, to give us a win.
Big smile on the face of Ben Allen. So he doesn't want the job next season. This is the sort of stuff that makes you want to go on. Walker kicks it up towards the wing. Brown from behind, fingertips to it. This is Byrne. Back come the Crows, but there's the siren. Their first home win of the season for the Fremantle Dockers. And when he took the job, he said he wanted to teach them how to win. Well, they've won a couple under him, and tonight has been a vast learning curve. In the second half, they outscored Adelaide, a finalist, 9-9 to 3-8. And really, it was more the way they did it. You would have thought Fremantle was the top 8 team, and the Crows were the strugglers. Wow. They will count the cost in Adelaide. Let's go down to Adrian Fletcher, or rather, I think it's Belly with the barrel.
No, it's the man of the match. Fletch, Belly, absolutely sensational. I'm overawed.
Yeah, it was a great win by the guys, and it's just a small repay for all the wonderful supporters. It's been a really tough year. We really appreciate them coming down, and this is a small way of saying thanks, I suppose.
Come on, Belly, don't be so modest. 46 possessions you've had, something like that. 3 goals. That is incredible.
Well, that's news to me. Look, it was a good team effort. I thought the old cliche, but everyone tried really hard. We really wanted to play well in our last game, so with the off-season and the pre-season coming out, we've got something positive to work on, and it was really good tonight.
Belly, what does it mean for the 20,000 here and the millions watching at home, the Fremantle fans?
Look, they've put up with a hell of a lot this year. We've really underachieved. We feel really bad about that. And I suppose this is our way of saying thanks. It's a small thanks, I suppose. Only one win at home, but we went out to do a job today and we did it. So it was great.
It's going to be a great footy trip, isn't it, after this?
I don't think many blokes are going, actually. We've got a lot of work to do.
Good on you, Billy. Congratulations, man. Best on ground. What a performance. And you've had a second win for the season.
Thanks very much, Barra.
Good on you, Dan. Back to you. I think I'm more excited than him.
Well, out of the depths of despair comes a victory like this one. Anthony Jones, a broad smile, and that's a great story. Playing his 18th game for the season. At last he's injury-free and proving what a good player he is. He played 11 last season, none in 1999 and 7 in 98. But they're all celebrating, the youngsters and the veterans. It's been a while since we've seen these smiles here in Perth. Spare a thought for the Crows, though. A golden opportunity goes begging.
Channel 7 now brings you the results of tonight's lotto draw.
Eeny, meeny, miny. There's no better choice when it comes to car insurance.
Emergency! Le Cornu Bulk Store closed.
You'll find incredible specials and savings to half price. Millions of dollars of lounges, dining, bedding, carpet and rugs to clear. New clearance specials released daily. Le Cornu, savings to half price.
Better Product Review with Michelle Downs.
This week, we look at cleaning solutions for around the home. Big Kev Shower Plus cuts through soap scum, kills germs and disinfects your entire bathroom, leaving a fresh citrus fragrance. Simply spray on and rinse off. Big Kev Stain Free has a new, improved formula that removes most stains from a variety of household surfaces. Carpet stains are removed with ease. Big Kev's products available in the cleaning aisle of your local supermarket.
Better Product Review makes your shopping a breeze.
A&R has opened a new city store in Grote Street. So we've lifted the lid on prices at all A&R stores, like this computer for just $17.99, with software, internet, scanner and a printer. There's digital cameras, gas lift chairs, Canon printers, CD burners, stereo speakers and more. At A&R's grand opening sale, City Store, Port Adelaide and Melrose Park.
For the very first time, 27 #1 singles on one CD. The Beatles, One. The must-have album for your father's music collection. And it's yours for only $29.95. To order, ring the number on your screen and receive a limited edition poster. Don't let your dad be the only father without a copy. The Beatles, One. To order, ring the number on your screen.
At Melbourne Museum, enjoy tea with Napoleon. Get armed for battle. Admire the Duchess of Windsor's Cartier. Priceless treasures, together for the first time. The seductive treasures of gold and civilization.
barbecue from Chicken Treat.
1 kilo bags of lollies, just $2.99. $2.99 for all that.
Dentist's friend, huh?
Dentist's friend, yeah. Kellogg's Cocoa Slams, just 89 cents. That's...
The prices have dropped.
Max shortbread, just $3.99. And the big ones, just $8.99.
Must be longer bread.
20 rolls of bog paper, just $4.99. Beauty cases, $7.99 and $9.99. And the groovy ones, just $12.99 and $16.99. Nearly got him.
It will linger through summer. How about that? Sung with gusto tonight. The old heave-ho. Fremantle gave it to Adelaide, 17-18, 120 to 11-17, 83. Just checking the major goal scorers. Bell got 3 and a lot of the football. Cunningham, 3 goals as well, all in the opening term. And for Adelaide, Welsh got 3, as did Burton. Well, what about that game, Chris? Terrific performance as far as the Dockers are concerned, and something, I guess, to take away as a tonic from what's been a lamentable season.
Yeah, after a very dismal season, to go away with a win for the last game of the year is absolutely fantastic. They just, look, they played, you know, we haven't seen a lot of what they played, but they played with a lot of passion. You know, they came out there, they obviously played with a lot of thought. They went long, they carried the ball. They did everything that you'd expect from an AFL side, and it all certainly augurs well for next year. But, you know, some of the stats there, I mean, it was a pretty even game when you talk about possessions-wise, but at the end of the day, they got the ball more into their forward line, 56 times to 43, and that told the story at the end of the day, which is not what they've been able to do in the past.
And the Crows have got a week to turn it around. Now, you did the voting tonight. How did you go?
Well,
not easy.
It wasn't easy. A lot of the midfielders obviously got a hell of a lot of the ball, and we've talked about one player in particular, in Peter Bell. I mean, absolutely fantastic. You know, 44 possessions with 3 goals. Adrian Fletcher wasn't too far behind, and Andrew McLeod, well, probably played a bit of a lone hand, really, wasn't it? You know, he ended up with 30-odd possessions himself. So some pretty good footballers there picking up the votes, though.
Looking at that, maybe it was easy. So Bell gets the 3. Masterful performance tonight. 44 possessions, was it? 44?
44, I think, yeah.
That'll do. Fremantle by 37 points. They win this one against all the odds. Back with more right after this.
Seven's Football Telecast is proudly brought to you by RAA Insurance, Mitre 10, Repco, Sip and Save, Ultratune, and Quet.
Stay with us here on 7. After the break, our AFL coverage continues with the Brisbane-Sydney match from the Gabba. If the Lions lose, Port Adelaide could get a home final.
Sunday, a revealing pop star special.
I was never offered a bribe.
Bardot tell all about Katie and Chantel.
There was definite conflict. She had betrayed us.
Plus, scandalous in the UK with Hearsay.
The world of pop stars.
An all-new special Sunday.
Did you know the average house being built in South Australia today is about 18 squares? That's 185.8 square metres of roof to catch rain. If you multiply that by an average rainfall of 455 mils, that is equal to 83,610 litres of water. So why pay ever-increasing water rates? Catch the winter rains and cut your summer costs. Tank World. Cost-saving, clean water, smart thinking.